Damn, that's crazy. I have a crazy number. It's like number 256. Oh, a 467 follower? I don't remember. Maybe I did have that, but it doesn't. I don't care about that. Pocket mod is not it. Yeah, it kind of is degraded actually. It's not for I like, but I mean, I'm mixed about it. I actually think it's more positive than negative. They have the end, but whatever. What happened? Okay, good. At least it supports clothing. Let me open it again. How is it running? Just do this. Okay, I guess this is. I know a lot of people will. I don't even care. Like, I like his song, but I don't even. Down. It's Bro, I'm trying to build a six pack now. I have respect for people with six packs now. Honestly, she looks so her face it's a rare exception, but her face looks so ugly that like I don't even know how people want to see her con. But like honestly, it's sadly not about the face. Her face looks so ugly though. It's sad. I wouldn't even date her without an only. Like that's crazy. Wait, Nikoma reveals. I mean, sure, we need a long one, but okay, we're good to go now. Not the best video at all, the last one, but whatever. Wait.
We've got an amazing video from friend of the show. Big shout out to him, Cyberpunk Dingo. Haven't followed him already, a friend out of Australia, an ex-Muslim who talks a lot of just amazing stuff, amazing insight on Muslim world and the Arab world.
Okay,
So this
there it
video is
works.
titled Three Nations, Same Collapse. The truth is worse than you think. Sorry. Completely botched the title there, but I just want to remind you, as we always do in every channel that we react to, go subscribe to the Cyberpunk Dingo. Let's help the boy out. Take a look at this clip.
Picture this: three nations, oceans apart, yet humbling in lockstep, called managed decline.
Managed decline.
And the good news is this: most people don't want managed decline.
But they are in managed decline.
Seriously,
Nice.
this has happened before.
Oh, let's call that a nice shot. That was really
As
good.
you do, if you squint, parallels are almost unnerving. Rome didn't collapse overnight. It rotted from within, century by century. By the 2nd century AD, Rome's economy was addicted to expansion. Conquer, plunder, repeat. But when the conquests slowed, so did the spoils. To keep the elite rich, they turned inward. Massive estates called latifundia devoured the countryside, worked by endless streams of imported slave labor
Nice,
from
no
the north,
boost.
the Kingdom, and beyond. Meanwhile,
Oh.
all Roman
Ok, volano
backbone
bem.
of the Republic was crushed, pushed off their land, and in debt, replaced by cheap foreign hands. By the time of Tiberius and Gaius in the late 2nd century BC, the problem was so severe they tried land reform to redistribute property back
Where
to
was
ordinary
he?
Romans. It didn't end well. Both were
Oh, he was
assassinated
there.
by the Senate. Status quo.
He was
Civil
trying.
war.
To be honest, I'm gonna
Population
try to
and birth rates dropped.
stress
Their
people.
own
I mean,
not out of charity, but
even when there's a
under
possible
Emperor
goal, I
Trajan
should
in
try to
1280,
stress people
Roman
out as
citizenship
well.
was extended to
Because
nearly
there's a
every
very
freeman
slight
in the
chance they
empire.
won't
The
get
reason?
it.
Taxes.
Very
Rome
unlikely.
needed revenue,
I mean,
and
what
citizens
else can you
enjoyed
be
good
doing?
business. Soon, the legions
Yeah.
themselves, once the pride of citizens, were filled with foederati, foreign mercenaries, the very tribes Rome had once fought. Goths, Vandals, Franks. By the 5th century, generals like Flavius Stilicho, himself of barbarian descent, were running the show. In 410 AD, when the Visigoths sacked Rome, many of them were former
Oh, that's
allies
terrible.
of the
I shouldn't have
imperial
flew either,
payroll
but like
just
that's
years
terrible.
earlier. There's this quote from
Okay,
historian
not that
Heber,
bad because he
Time
actually did a
Macron. The
successful
emperor
error.
lived in slums and survived on handouts.
Okay, I
while
couldn't do much.
Colonized Goths defended the frontiers. Vast estates swallowed up the countryside. Plebeian farmers were buried in debt, and all the while, empire collapsed under the weight of its own size. Sound familiar? The concept of managed decline has quietly migrated from the ruins of history into modern policy. Originally, it was a business term. It was used when a company was too far gone to save, so management focused on slowing down the collapse, salvaging what they could, and keeping appearances up on the way down. But it didn't stay in the boardroom for long. By the early 1980s, it entered government strategy. When Liverpool arrived,
I mean, I kind of had to do that.
of economic decay, Margaret Thatcher's closest advisors floated the idea of abandoning the city managed decline. Let the
Bro, that
industry
was so
rot,
smart.
let people move, contain the damage. Don't waste time on revival. Thatcher ultimately rejected the idea, but the phrase stuck around.
That
because
was so
quietly
smart.
solves a very inconvenient problem. When the effort required to fix something becomes greater than the will, managed decline offers an easy way out. Stop trying to save it, just control the collapse. And what began as a tactic for fading cities or dying companies is now happening on a national scale. Canada, the UK, Australia. These are no longer systems anyone in charge seems particularly interested in fixing. Debts climb, industries die, borders stay open. The middle class is squeezed until it vanishes. And instead of turning the ship around, governments are focused on slowing the sinking because that's all
That was
management
close.
is. Decision.
I had to
Decision
fly,
not
but I
saving,
didn't get there
decision
anyway.
to make collapse.
I think I might
If you're
have, but like it
enjoying
was
this
so
video
slight that like
an actually great decision you could make is to subscribe. and
Definitely
give the video a
subscribe.
thumbs up.
Subscribe to the
Somewhere
boy.
is managed apparent economy. Take Canada. In the last decade, business investment per worker has fallen by 20%, while productivity has barely budged. Since 2015, Canada's GDP per capita growth has averaged just 0.9% per year. By 2022, it wasn't just lagging, it was dead last at OECD countries. And the response, rather than fix the underlying rot, Canada
I mean, that
actually
was the
addicted
best.
to importing
Wait,
goods.
actually, let
In
me see.
2023 alone, the population
Was he doing it on target?
1.2 million people, the fastest
That wasn't
pace
even on
since
target.
1957. But nearly all that growth has gone into inflating housing demand and pushing up GDP paper.
I think he
In
is
reality,
slightly
the
better
country's
than me,
housing
to be
stock
honest.
per
But like
person
it's so
is shrinking,
slightly that
and
I can win as
infrastructure
well.
hasn't kept pace. Home prices remain out of reach, real wages are stagnant, and young people are drowning in debt. Across the ocean, the UK has been living in its own economic nightmare. After 2008, the UK's productivity flatlined. From 2008 to 2009, GDP per hour worked grew just 0.3% per year, the slowest rate since the Industrial Revolution. Meanwhile, real wages in 2023 were still lower than 2008, marking the longest pay stagnation in over 200 years. Investment has dried up. Business investment as a share of GDP lags behind nearly every major economy. And what growth the UK has scraped together, it's come from the same place as Canada. Rapid population increases.
خمسة
with net migrants hitting a
والطبعين
record
في
725,000
الفلسطين
2022. But
غير
public
عربية
services, housing,
الطين.
and infrastructure have been left behind. The NHS is on life support. Housing is scarce and wildly expensive, and the tax burden has reached its highest
Oh,
point
no, I don't think I could have done. Maybe if I wasn't doing boost, because that shot was so slow. Like, actually crazy. You know what? I might be slightly. I think we're basically in the same realm. Okay.
Much of it is built on running exports in record migration, not genuine economic dynamism. In 2023, Australia's population grew by 660,000 people,
Okay.
the highest number ever recorded. But instead of wealth trickling down, housing prices hit record highs and rental vacancy dropped below 1%. Real wages fell and infrastructure groaned under the weight of rapid growth. And here's the common thread. In all three countries, business investment per worker is falling. Productivity is flatlining, wages stagnant, but GDP keeps growing. Why is that? Because the population keeps growing. Spanish decline is less about falling off a cliff.
That was so annoying. I just had to forfeit.
Sustainable wealth creation, paper growth, build less, import more, inflate the numbers. So how did wealthy
Oof.
stagnate or end up
That
falling
hurts.
the same drain? It wasn't bad luck or random mismanagement. There's a pattern.
Yeah, I'm pretty
It
bad.
starts
But I mean, it makes
priorities.
sense.
In the
I mean, I
late
haven't
19th
been
century,
playing in a while.
Canada, the UK, and Australia made a tight trade-off. They abandoned a long-term nation building for short-term gain. Instead of investing in industry,
Oh my God.
infrastructure, or national self-reliance, they handed the reins to finance, real estate, and migration, the primary engines of growth. Why build factories when you can just sell houses to each other at inflated prices? Why invest in homegrown talent when you can import cheaper labor? Why prioritize national prosperity? Global capital offers bigger profits elsewhere.
We like to say people kind, not necessarily mankind.
Look at Australia. Its government actively shaped the economy around property speculation with tax breaks like negative gearing and capital gains discounts designed to pump the housing market, even if it priced locals out. In Canada, government-backed mass immigration policies were sold as economic boosters, but behind the scenes, they were helping prop up GDP growth and housing demand, while wages stagnated. In the UK, the architects of austerity gutted public services while pushing policies that favoured multinational finance over local communities. London's banking sector boomed, northern manufacturing
Shouldn't have
towns
been on
boomed.
the
At every turn, the same
wall.
logic applied. Prioritize global markets.
If I wasn't on the
maximize
wall,
short-term
there's a
profits.
chance
If
I would have
people
done that.
complain, tell them economy's growing. Growing for who?
Okay.
Because while the numbers might look good on a spreadsheet, these decisions followed out the foundation of prosperity.
Should have went for it there as well. But I mean, hey, I'm playing the basics. I don't feel like that was maybe not that bad. I don't know. I feel like he's getting lucky. Or not lucky. The first one wasn't lucky, but like, I feel like he's. I don't know. I might win this still.
Housing costs crush young families, wages stagnate, and a future feels impossible. There's only one way to keep the GDP graphs from flatlining, and immigration. In Canada, over 1.25 million arrivals in 2020, a number that is unthinkable. The plan is to hit 500,000.
Okay, I'm playing so
every year.
terribly that
Not
like
because the
he's
people
gonna
ask
win.
for it, but because the government needs fresh bodies to fill the tax pool. In fact, under the Century Initiative, there is a plan to get that number to 100 million by 2100. Australia, an eye-watering 700,000 people added in 12 months. Not a single major party wants to slow it down. In fact, the Prime Minister can even be seen running with people who run ghost colleges that import fake students by the thousands. The UK.
Wait, is he wearing the Saudi Arabia flag? Cause it looks like Hamas flag.
But years of public pushback, the Prime Minister there finally even admitted that
It literally looks like Hamas flag. But I mean, it's very similar to Saudi Arabia.
primary
Or
reason
Afghanistan,
is
maybe?
the collapse
I don't
of
think
family
so.
formation. In Canada, birth rates have collapsed to 1.3 children per woman, the lowest in history. In Australia,
I
fertility
think
rates are
Afghanistan
below
changed
one.
theirs,
It's
but I
an
don't.
economic
Maybe they
shift
changed it to that one. I heard they changed flags so
And in
quickly.
the UK, birth rates at 1.5.
Wait, I want to
Women
see his
blaming
flag.
women for not being able to start a family. Costs are
Oh,
extremely
it's
high.
not even
Government
Arabic.
and the left repeat the message that kids are bad for the planet and that
It's black
careers
as well.
and
Black is
consumers
even
are
worse
the
for a
ultimate
flag
goal.
color,
But
and
here's the
like there's a
uncomfortable truth.
jihad
The nation
flag
that
with
refuses
black.
to build a future for its
Bro,
own
he's doing
is a
so
nation
good.
that's already chosen decline.
I don't know how I'm
Only
failing
the
this, but I got 3 losses yesterday, and then today I'm
There's
at
one
2
more piece to
losses.
this puzzle of time. Because
Yeah,
once
I'm
you
gonna
load the
fork.
class,
I'm
Britain
probably
has
not gonna win
Russia,
anyways, but that
now
was
open
like
the
so
floodgates of
embarrassing
immigration to
that I
Paris.
had to
Acts,
forfeit.
you still need to make sure people don't push back. And that's where cultural engineering kicks in. See, if you want to keep a population docile while their living standards evaporate, there's a simple formula. First, you strip away national pride. Then, you replace
Well, to
it
be
with
honest,
skill.
flat
In
one is
Canada,
still
mass
fine. It's
migration
completely
has been
fine.
rebranded
Gold
as
3 might.
nationalism.
Yeah, actually, I
The
shouldn't be
model
saying that. I'm
itself,
probably gonna
regardless of
go
which
down
way
to
it
Gold
falls
3
on
soon.
housing, healthcare, or wages. As Justin Trudeau bluntly put it, there is no national identity. Canada is the first post-national state. In Australia, the public is bombarded with slogans about welcoming refugees
Wait.
and celebrating diversity, even as wages stagnate and the infrastructure buckles weight of record arrivals.
Oh, wait.
A growing
No, I
shift
think
has
the
occurred
2v2 is what I was.
undescended from the original British settlers, but that doesn't stop the endless apologies. And in the UK, any attempt to
Okay, I was putting
define
pressure
British
on him.
is met with
Oof, I
suspicion.
didn't get the
The
boost.
government's Prevent program, originally designed to catch extremists, now spends its time policing war crimes. Teachers
Oh my
have
God.
been referred for questioning traditional gender roles. One of the program's own independent reviewers admitted that Prevent has drifted into monitoring mainstream political opinion while missing the real threats. Identity isn't the only thing that gets involved.
I'm so with the button.
Of meaning.
Real
Family
خلصت.
framed as outdated, expensive, and environmentally
Where
irresponsible.
عربية؟
Christianity branded as oppressive and bigoted, while governments and institutions bend over backwards. Islam history reduced to nothing more than
Specifically
slogan,
South
guilt,
Asian
and
Muslims.
aim. If you dare push back on any of this, there's a system for that too. In Australia, there's now a literal safety commissioner, basically a minister for truth, tasked with policing online harms, which increasingly means opinion government doesn't like. Canada's rushing through its own online censorship laws under the guise of preventing harm, while failing infrastructure and hospitals get
Hit the
ignored.
button.
And in Britain, the speech police are already out in full force. Under laws against fake incidents, citizens have been arrested for things as simple as social media posts criticizing migration. This concept of managed decline does actually benefit a lot of people. Obviously, it isn't you. The real game is about locking in a system where a
Oh
tiny
my God.
elite gets rich off the decay.
Okay, he's
Start with
scoring that.
For them, decline.
Okay, that was honestly,
They don't
that
have to
was
fix the
super
economy
weird,
or
but it was
restore
actually
productivity.
close.
They
Like,
just
I don't
massage
even know how I got
GDP
close to
down,
saving
flooding
that.
more people. Wages
He had
down.
all the
Doesn't
time in
matter
the
if
world.
stock market up.
But I mean,
On
he
the
scored,
border,
so.
We've got investment properties to cash out on. In Canada, members of parliament own rental properties while entire generations can't even imagine buying their first home. In Australia, 1 in 3 politicians are landlords. The worse things get for you, the better they get for them.
That's
But they're
crazy.
not alone. Corporate class thrives in the system. Manufacturing shipped offshore for cheap labor years ago. Those local factory jobs, on, replaced with 0-hour contracts and gig work. And because there's
Yeah.
always more people
Honestly,
driving
you're a
buses,
perfect
the
fit to
wages
do a
never
1v1.
really climb. Competition gives the
Bro,
labor
I
force
lost
lower
it. I mean, I
and
think
higher.
honestly it's like relatively fine because he's not that much worse than me.
While energy
And at the
prices
same time, I
usually
also
gains
beat him
most
twice.
record profits. Managed decline
But
is
like,
just enough survival to
yeah, you can 1v. You're the, yeah.
build wealth.
For some reason, I
And
can't
there's
see.
the landlords and property developers.
But I know who you are. You're the,
Crank up demand.
yeah, LJ Rocket. I knew that.
Foreign investors scoop up entire neighborhoods.
You're like the
Either
most
or overpriced
loyal.
are being told the
Yeah, I
solution.
guess.
Or
You know, I
developers
was streaming 2 other times yesterday. I was like
love it.
I don't know why. A bit because I was like, oh my gosh, there were actually people that watched me. Because I was actually, if you didn't know, I was streaming Lego Movie and Lego Movie video game, and basically no one watched me. But I'm happy you're watching. Also, it needs to go into your algorithm. Wait, are you... How do you constantly get, like, the... How do you constantly see my stream? Like, are you on notifications, or... I don't even get how you know about my streams that often.
Overworked, embedded, and divided a population becomes, the less
Okay.
likely they are to push back. Nobody is
Okay.
pushing back. Perhaps some people live through what happened in USA.
I mean, that was the best result that Pinch could have gotten. Oh my gosh. You got 2 lucky pinches in a row.
Perhaps even learning from each other have done is create a
Okay, I
system
shouldn't
where
have done that. That was
time
really
is
dumb.
collapsed. It's slow, racked up in polite press conferences and predictable talking
Okay.
points. They shuffle the chairs, swap the faces, blame the
No,
other
I
side,
look at...
pick the slogans. And meanwhile,
Oh,
here
I
are
don't
the
do that. I feel that, like, that's unique, though.
Rome's collapse did not happen in a year or two.
That's pretty
It
unique.
dragged on for
I don't look
centuries.
at my
Rome
subscription
was a
videos almost at all.
Since the empire was too big, too important, too permanent to fail, they still filled their regions,
Okay.
they still paid their taxes,
Okay.
they still told themselves the next emperor might turn it all around, and yet, behind the scenes, the machine was already broken.
So you might have even seen me playing Lego Movie, you just didn't care. Which makes sense, by the way. I don't... Like a super...
ending, it isn't. Hey, you made it to the you enjoyed this
Super
video.
small
Folks, subscribe to
category.
the Cyberpunk Dingo. Really interesting thought piece here. Is the fall of these Western nations,
Okay, let me get this.
most Western nations imminent?
Oh
Can they
my
actually
gosh, I
rise
was
under the
so
weight
close to
of their
saving
own
that.
empire?
And
Is
it
that
was
what's
a
happening?
prediction,
Especially
like
when
that
you
was
see the
actually
self-hatred
crazy.
of white people.
It
who
has
has
all
a
the
lot of
streams.
times
Yeah,
it's a conservative
that makes
individual with
sense.
many liberal white people who, just to be fair, control a large portion of these white societies
Okay, nice.
with their self-hatred and how much embarrassment they have of themselves and their culture and their history. You have to ask, how long can
I'll
something
stop the
survive like
YouTube
that?
video.
When you
If
hate
we do a
yourself, how can you
1v1.
fight for yourself? When you hate who you are, when you hate your culture, when you hate your history, how can you even stand for yourself? You just want to be walked all over because you feel bad for being who you are. I don't think it's a thing that can last. Something needs to change from the rot on the inside. I'll see you guys in the next one. On a British public street, a free man can look. Looking is not aggressive. Your feelings do not break the law. This is the United Kingdom, not a place where I perceive offense. Defend the right of ordinary Britons to walk, watch, and exist in public without being elected.
Oh my gosh, I had a
Police
very
officers
easy
is
shot
what
there.
Liberty looks like. Common sense, free people, great.
But it
people.
was
No more
overtime.
of this nonsense.
Yeah. Looking. Pardon? What's wrong with that? What looking? I can look.
Okay, that's bad, I know.
I just went like that. I wasn't being rude. What, just looking?
That's a punishment from, like, why are you doing that? Like, why are you doing that in a
You need to
1v1?
remember who you're
Okay.
talking to, lady. I'm a member of
You
public.
shouldn't even be doing aerials in a...
No powers whatsoever. What
Or,
law
like,
did I break?
not-
What law did I break?
Not from the wall aerial. If it's, like, normal aerials that are super easy, then yeah.
Don't be so rude. Don't be so-
Okay.
If I broke no laws, what's the issue? You answer my question. What laws have I broken? Bye bye. You're gone. I'm standing here.
Oh, okay. I don't care, yeah, I'll accept it your way. I don't even care. Just like,
That works PDA?
oh, it's no longer available, what?
Yes, I can look. I'm on a
Oh,
public
accept
street.
it.
I have any authority. You got authority to look at me. If I don't want you to look, I can create privacy.
Should we? Yeah, 1v1. I want to do 1v1 anyway. We're like so close to each other.
It's not aggressive.
I think I'm actually a bit better than you at 1v1s, but I have no idea. I feel like you play 2v2s.
What if I
Like,
say
for
no?
my respective rank, I feel like I'm better than you at 1v1s, but We'll see.
I can look, sir. Like I can look at your caller numbers.
I feel like it's super even
No,
anyway.
why can't I look at that?
Oh yeah, good. I'm joining right now.
It's a public
The fuck?
Bro, this is gonna be crazy. I forgot. Like, you're maybe even better than me. I just need to stick to the basics. I mean, I kind of gave it away, but yeah, you just need to stick to the basics here.
First of all, she seems out of control. Let's look at the clip again.
Yeah.
Maybe he was antagonizing her.
Yeah, I
He
don't
does
really
take a
know
step
what I
forward in
was
the beginning.
supposed to do there. Because I literally, that was my ball, but I had, yeah, I don't know. I hit it and,
Pakistan
yeah,
Consular
whatever.
Judges that
Good job.
Unfortunate for all of us, just that's just a part of the West these days. A lot of that, a little bit too. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think she's a little bit out of control with her reaction. It's impossible to tell because from one perspective, as a woman, you get it if a man is lunging towards you or approaching you in that manner. It definitely could be aggressive, but also there's been a reputation officer.
You don't do air
of
dribble.
overstepping, of arriving at home houses to take their children away from them or arrest them for social media posts. So I don't know, bit of a gray area. What do you guys think?
Okay, so today I'm sitting down with one of the fastest rising voices in the pro-Israel debate space, Nick Mattel. And we're talking about his explosive confrontations with Myron Gaines, Sneeko, and the battle between the anti-Israel and pro-Israel movements, and the role that faith plays in the fight for truth, and why a non-Jew is willing to risk his very safety to defend Israel and the Jewish people. And Nick reveals parts of his journey that he has not shared publicly ever before. This is going to be a powerful conversation. So buckle up.
Sometimes you don't need to do like the hardest shots ever.
Okay, Nick Mattel, thank you so much for joining me today. And I really appreciate it. So I reached out to you originally because you were here in Israel. And I missed you by a day, by a hair. Looks like you was here for a marathon or something, man. Was that? You was here for a marathon?
It might as well have been. When I go into Israel, especially each time, that was my third trip to Israel. I make it a point that I have to go to Jerusalem within 24 hours because I cannot be that close to Jerusalem and not get there.
Right.
But other than those requirements, Israel, by Israel I mean the people, the energy, whatever the case might be, it'll pull me from here to here to here, and I don't really have much more to say. The only thing I say is that I need to see Jerusalem within 24 hours, and I have to definitely see it before I leave.
Okay. That's a good setup. Most people, they would get themselves very, very distracted, and there's a lot here more than Jerusalem. So for the outside, people probably would never even think about you even getting distracted with something else while you're here. But it is definitely a thriving place, no doubt about it. So, Nick, look, we are living in the information age, right? So there's more access to information than there has ever been in human history, I would say. And now with, like, AI, everything else, like, it's moving so fast at a rate that I don't think anybody would have ever predicted that this would, happen, like, as quickly as it has been. It also is a saturation of misinformation. Right? And misinformation, traditionally, it spreads faster, right, than the truth, even before we had the technology piece, right? Just lies spread faster. So I guess my question is, now that we have people who genuinely feel informed, right, whenever they are actually really misinformed, how much does that color the debates that we're having today? Because I'm not talking about the people who are intentionally lying, right? I mean the people who sincerely believe that they've studied an issue and they think they know what they're talking about. How much of the anti-Israel rhetoric that you're encountering is probably coming from people who think they're informed, but they've been misinformed?
Yeah, a lot, and I will say that the saturation or the abundancy of disinformation.
See, no flight.
To harp on the people that, like you said, are in bad faith. They have a campaign to do disinformation. not just misinformation. It does affect all the people that are misinformed, because that is where they're getting their information. And these bad faith actors, they're very good at understanding. I actually just saw this video earlier today. I don't remember his name. It was a rabbi, and he on X, and he made such a good point. It was a video about him, and he said
That was a really
the
good
more
shot, bro.
information that exists in the world and is so easily and readily apparent to us.
I would have easily saved that if it's not that fast, bro. That was like a banger. I don't know how you did that.
And our thirst to learn more, because it's so quick. It's in our hands. We have AI. We have people on social media. They say we are the media now.
Okay.
We didn't. The whole point of saying we are the media was because we wanted to get rid of, I guess, what people call fake news. But really what it did is it's made fake news.
Oof. I didn't think you'd get there that fast. I guess if you just boost, you can get there super quick.
Most people, if I do run into somebody that
Oh, and you hit it in the corner. That's pretty good.
That's just about everyone.
That was a pretty good goal.
On the other side. But what I will say is that they are driven by the people that are doing these disinformation campaigns.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's obviously different than the Tuckers, the Candaces, the Sneekos, and others who seem to deliberately putting out the misinformation. But here's where I want to make a little bit of a distinction about some of these people who are informed or not. And I'm not trying to say this. Actually, I want to find the right word for it. I do not think highly of Nick Fuentes. I don't think highly of him.
For some reason, there is a Jewish person that is way more pro-Israel taking over the West Bank than me, which I am as well, but definitely not to that extent. And he's like, for some reason, he's fine with it. Like, I don't even get it. Like, Nick Fuentes is one of the dumbest people. I guess he's not even that.
Yes,
I guess out of Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens, he's like the least crazy, but like, bro, he's super dumb. I don't know. I feel like I wouldn't be with that. Oh, you're doing that on purpose? Okay. I don't know if it definitely did look like you're doing that on purpose.
His conclusions are still wrong. And it's actually interesting because when you, not that I watch the guy, I don't, but naturally his splits come.
By the way, you won. You won. Like, it's not. I mean, no, you won. But if I win here, it's like half-half because you agree. Like, you did it without my consent. Like, you didn't even need my consent, and you just. You know, I shouldn't be that competitive.
Mine and my wife's thought. We're not saying we're correct, but it's almost like he's upset. He's like, you know what? I was the original anti-Semite. I don't like these new people coming in, and they're getting more views, like the Candaces and the Tuckers.
Wait, they were after him?
I'm doing it.
I didn't know.
Like he's upset because he's like, it's almost like he just likes being a contrarian, and now that anti-Semitism is getting more popular, especially online, he's having clips come out. I just saw one the other day where, now I'm sure there's a trolling aspect to it, but he was like siding with the Jews in some aspects, and he was saying,
he's just an internet troll. I hope he's smart, but honestly, like, he might be. He's like trolling to an extent that he might even be smart. I don't even know what he like. I don't know. Either he's trolling to an extent that he might be smart and he's doing it on purpose, or he genuinely believes what he's saying, which, you know, that's one of the dumbest people. I definitely think Tucker Carlson is grifting. I also think Candace Owens is. But if Nick Fuentes is grifting, then honestly, he's smart. He's not dumb. I don't know. He grifts in a way where it's smart. I know it's annoying for me.
And they asked him, admire something about the Jewish culture and the people, and he's like, yeah, I do. And he's like, would you rather live in
I don't think it was possible, but I don't know why you paused the game.
He's almost there, but then all of a sudden,
oh, GG.
far this way.
Right. It's and I think just what you said. I think he just enjoys being a contrarian. Like
Huh?
he likes to be the guy where it's only about him. Now there
That's
is some
not the
other- I
true
don't know how
score,
much you
though.
know about this.
Whatever.
I'm gonna have Cassie Akiva on.
I feel
I
like
don't know if
that's
you
a
know who she is
balanced
from
game.
Daily
It's a
Wire.
very
The
balanced
thing is
game.
that
I'm
they had
better
a
than you at
feature
1v1s.
prior
You're just
to,
better than me.
music
But I'm
video,
just better than you at 1.
and
I feel like
I don't know if
being
this
better
lady
than me is
interested in
more.
her and she wasn't, and she went off to
Wait, do you
commit
need to go?
Judaism or something like that. I don't know if you heard this story. I'm gonna
Thank
talk
you,
to her
dude.
about it, but I know Nick
It's
has
you, bro.
been not nice to
Actually,
her.
I'll wait for
And I
a
wonder
second
if
because
it-
I
if it
really like
started way back then.
doing things with
It
other
seems like
people.
there's something
Wait, are you
he
on
has
the
with-
line?
This feels a little bit more personal.
In game, you are in game.
No, I don't know what it is. I don't know if this guy is just 100% a troll. I don't know
If you
it's
can you
contrarian or
tell me
anti-Semitism wasn't
if
at least
you
as
have to go or
openly
not?
popular. He felt good about being that guy that was like, look at me, I'm edgy. Maybe he believes everything he says.
Did you
I
mean to
really,
leave completely or?
I really don't know. I
Right.
really don't.
Oh, you
I see
are in that
anti-Semitism
game. So.
as now I know not everyone's particularly religious. I'm a Noahide. I do believe in God, and so I do find these things to be of biblical reasoning.
Right.
Bro, what?
I definitely want to.
I literally can't enter your
so I'm
map.
gonna ask you that question later because I think I really want to go. With you.
There's
So
a
let me ask you
tournament
this,
in
right? This-
2
this
minutes
is
and
another
4
guy.
minutes.
His name is Chris. Forgetting what this guy's name is. I forget what his last name is, but he's also recently popped up on the scene as a debater, anti-Israel, very American first Christian guy. He actually mentioned you in terms of respect. He had a lot of respect for what you were doing, although he disagreed with you. I think it's Chris. I don't remember what his name is. But he was a.
Okay, I'll just go into
I'll
training.
find
I don't
him
know what's
while
happening.
we're talking, then I will. But he had mentioned you, like, hey, this guy Nick Mattel. Even though he disagreed with you.
I feel like he might have
but
left.
he
didn't know that.
realized that.
Yeah, he would have
Huh?
responded.
I didn't
Huh?
know that.
You didn't know that? Okay, so I
No,
gotta
no.
find this video, man. I'm gonna have to shoot this to you, whatever. But
You know what? I'm
had-
gonna
he
stick to
seemed
the
to have a
logic.
great
I don't need to
deal
be
of
in
respect for you.
especially
So,
these tournaments.
I'm-
They're
I'm
more a type of
assuming,
annoying
right,
tournament.
that you've heard maybe even from other people, right? How does it feel like when
But
people
let's see
who
here.
are on the opposite side start acknowledging
wanna
that you're a force to be reckoned with?
try
I'm sure
pinch.
you're assuming if you know from this guy, then from somebody else. But I know there's got to be a feeling of like you're in this, like seriously, you're popping up everywhere. Everybody's been talking about it. So I think with that, does it feel
Okay,
like
yeah,
some
that was pretty
pressure?
bad.
You feel vindicated? What's the story?
I was just talking about this on my live, which I just ended about 5 minutes ago before I joined you.
Well, that was a
For
no.
me, I tell people like I'm obviously I'm not a prophet. I don't have dreams where God speaks to me. What I mean when I say this is not coming from a direct like He speaks with me. What I try my best
Damn.
to do, and I've been trying to do this for the
That's
past especially
crazy.
about 5 years, maybe longer, is I try my best, and I hope that I'm doing at least the best job I can. Is to, how do I say this? Not be as resistant to what God puts in front of me. And so for me, I'm not interested necessarily
got to go.
being
Okay.
like I
Yeah,
want
that's
to
what I
be the
thought,
guy
but
that
I
is
didn't.
like the biggest
Bro, how am I
pro-Israel
pinching like
debater.
crazy?
What I want to be is whatever happens.
That's
to come my
actually
way. If
crazy.
somebody
Wait.
else does it, great. I want to amplify their voice because the mission to me is more important. If it happens to be me that needs to do something, whether it's one thing or a lot of things, then so be it. So to answer your question, there's a guy. Do you know what Andrew Wilson is? You ever heard
Andrew
of him?
Wilson. Maybe that's the guy I was thinking. I said Chris. I think it was
Maybe
Andrew
that is who
Wilson.
you're thinking of. Andrew Wilson,
Yeah.
the guy on he was on the Whatever podcast, I think that's what it's called, and he does other stuff like I think he has a show called The Crucible.
This cat. Let me see if that's who it is.
That
I'm
might have been
looking
who
at
you're
that.
talking about then.
That might have been exactly who I was talking about. The name sounds.
It's a
familiar,
sign
so
of
it was-
mine.
I guess
Where
he
are
looked
you
like Chris, so I called him Chris.
Well, there could have been another.
How
guy, 'cause
many
I
player
have heard
twos are
stories
there?
about this of people who don't like my positions, but they have said what you said. So you
Is
could have been
it?
thinking
Is
about
this
it.
like
Regardless,
Twitter now?
Andrew Wilson has said this too. I don't really know exactly his position on Israel. I heard because somebody sent me like a clip, or they told me he was
Yeah,
on
that's
a live.
He's the guy. That's the guy.
Okay.
It was Andrew Wilson.
Yes,
stand
okay.
corrected.
In that case, yes, I do know. He has given me props a couple times. I recently debated Amru Foodle also known as Myron Gaines. And I guess he talked about that on his live where he said that, you know, I destroyed him, and he said somebody asked
Bro,
him,
I would have
"Andrew,
self-scored as well, so like
Israel-Palestine?"
it's a
I actually
double.
really enjoyed his answer because he just said
Either
"Yeah,
way,
you
it
know,
would've
he would win.
won. Actually, I don't know. I was so
actually
close to edging
appreciate
it, yeah.
that because that is
If I
somebody
just
who's
edged
like,
it, then
we don't have to agree, but I respect your fight and your aisle, and so I can respect that. I don't know everything about his beliefs, but obviously because he's a different human being, I wouldn't agree with everything, but I can honestly, legitimately respect somebody that that has that take. Where was I going with this? Yeah, so to answer your question, do I feel vindicated? Like, look, when I debated Sneeko and then more recently Myron Gaines and other people, I've seen two reactions from the, let's say, anti-Israel crowd. And I like to say anti-Israel more than pro-Palestinian because I find them to be just anti-Israel.
Yeah, true.
Most of them, I'd say 90%.
that was I shouldn't
just,
even
like, running
pinch.
away
No,
from
no,
going
no,
to
no.
debates. Like they
I'm
know
not
about
that
me.
bad.
People are saying, please debate this guy. Maybe it's because they're their fan.
I'm
and
not
they're
that,
getting
but I'm
deep
not
into
gonna
Nick
say I
Mattel, or
shouldn't
maybe it's
pinch.
my fan and they're like, you should
Okay,
debate
let me
Nick
go
Mattel,
here.
and they're just ducking. And then there's about some who are like, I want a piece of that. And then there's some like Andrew Wilson who are like, I respect it. I don't agree with him, but I respect the debate.
And what's interesting, I like in a little bit to Myron. Myron's probably one of the people I dislike the most. It's probably also to the arrogance. Same things I dislike about, like, you know, the Andrew Tate guys and the whole whatever the case is. I don't think Andrew Tate's such an apologist on the situation. He'll throw things out, you know, here and there. But Myron is just crass. I mean, he's. It seems like he's saying those things for shock value.
Yes.
But it seems a little bit like he believes these things, and it's crazy to me that people are actually like they consume him. It just says so much for me about where society is that people actually sit up and listen to people. But lay into Myron a little bit. Like, what was your feel? I seen some of that debate, and listen, you destroyed him. You did destroy the guy.
We had a couple debates. So it started off because he was actually. I asked him. This was before the Sneeko debate, or ever before I even got more on the like stage, if you will. I saw him at a Turning Point event, not the recent one I was at,
crazy.
AmFest, Student Action Summit. That's also the first time I got to meet Charlie in person.
Okay, that's what he's saying.
I asked him. I was like, "Hey, I'd like to debate you on Israel-Palestine."
I don't know. I'm trying
He
to.
said he would look into it. Never got back to me, which fair enough. I mean, maybe he just didn't know who I was. And then after the Sneeko thing, a lot of people, even his own, were like, "You need to debate Nick Mattel. You need to debate Nick Mattel," and he just didn't want to. He ended up blocking me on X. I didn't even know because I just like somebody sent me a link and I clicked. And I was like,
I just interfered with us. I think that's what it means.
Blocked me. And he was ducking me for months. And so the way that debate happened was he was going up on TikTok. He was on my friend's live. His name is Joe, older millennial. And Joe, knowing that Myron's been ducking me, he purposely brought us up at the same time. And he goes, "Myron, you've been ducking Nick. Here he is. Debate him." So we end up debating. I'm just slaughtering him at every single point. And I know he knows that because he didn't just say, "All right, I'm moving on." He's like, let's go live and let's keep debating. We debated for like 5 hours total, which I'll give him some credit on that. He showed up after running away for a couple months, but at least he showed up then, and he showed up for a while. This is, I'll tell you what makes me trying to be as humble as I can, but my best friend, he goes by Hebrew Hammer. He doesn't put his name out there.
I thought you'd. I don't know. That was crazy to say, anyway. Oh, that's not a. That's a random guy.
Yes, you destroyed him on the facts.
I thought he was gonna like save that though, by like barely, but he didn't even say that.
Anti-Israel and not crass and super anti-Semitic, because he was. If anyone watches the debates, the whole 5 hours, he was throughout the debate. He was constantly being like, "Yeah, that's a good point, Nick. Let's agree to disagree." Like, he didn't seem like the Myron Gaines who goes on. He's like, "I'm reading Mein Kampf and F Jews and the Jews." That he wasn't like that. He was like, "Yeah, I see what you're saying, Nick. That's a good point. I don't actually agree with this pro-Palestinian talking point." Like, he seemed almost normal, and that's where I got him, because I made him turn into a completely different Myron Gaines. And the reason he did that, because he had to. Because if he were to do his normal talking points, it would have been even worse for him.
Exactly. Exactly, and that's what's so crazy about it. I'll tell you this: I personally don't.
Oh damn!
I
He
don't
could have
debate. I don't
easily
enjoy
scored
it.
that
I'm just
one.
not a debating type of guy. I generally don't like, especially like in the areas of like apologetics and different things like that, because I always feel like there has to be things left out. Now, obviously, if you sit on a live with somebody for 5 hours, you could get everything out, right? There's probably not too much you're gonna hold back about. However, the thing is with him,
Nice.
and specifically you
That's
talking about
nice.
that point, I'm thinking of interacting with him, bringing him down, like you said, to just like a normal level to where he has to actually.
I had
say
to do
things
that.
Like, well, I agree.
Yeah, I
with
still
you.
had
Here's
to
my
do that,
question.
but
The
he
question is
still
really this,
got it.
because not only with him, I'm sure you've seen this with other people, or even the fact
Like
that
that, I had to actually do. Like we were both on the wall. I had to do something good, but I guess he
So,
still won the.
The question is, when people say things like, I don't agree with you, but that's a good point. I don't agree with you, but that's a good point. This is the problem I have with debates. If you are faced with information that you would either agree is factual or is a better point than the one that you've been making, or it made the point that you were making are thought to be true.
Oh, I should have done better. It's hard, but I could have.
What do you disagree about? Like, how can you say, "Oh, that's a good point"? But I disagree. Disagree on what? Because if your point was made out to not,
Yeah, it was basically impossible. Like I'm a plaid. Is this
how do you
like?
not change your stance? Now, obviously, this crowd, there's money, there's people who support, and so it's very hard for people to change their stance. But
Like I'm not gonna
I'm
score
really
that somehow.
wondering if you have in your mind as to what you may be thinking they're thinking.
I don't know
you
what
saying,
that was
don't
in
agree
that.
with you,
He's
but
like
you actually made a good point.
beep.
You basically shut me up.
Yeah, I think it's the best case scenario.
If he's mad and he's
especially
like,
bad faith
he
actor.
might
You're
even
not
be
going to
mad, but
be
that
like,
was.
Nick, you're right about that point. I'm still anti-Israel.
If he's
but
mad
you
and
you
wins,
destroyed
like
me,
that's
you
pretty
beat
weird.
me, you got me on that. They're not going to do that. The best case you're going to get is them saying something like, let's just agree to disagree. What does that mean? That means you got me, but I don't want to really say that. Why do they still believe it? You are right. A lot of it is just like, look, they have an entire audience, especially people like Myron Gaines, Sneeko. They have millions of people. They can't just change position. Even if it became in their heart, like that would. I mean, they could, but it'd be very difficult in terms of their following base. But I think a lot of it is also, I think they want to believe it. When you're on the pro-Israel side,
That was a crazy goal. It's crazier than it looks.
In college, really studying science. You know, I later joined the Navy. I was a nuclear engineer. When I was first studying science in college, I kind of was like this edgy,
Oh my gosh.
thought I was atheist, didn't believe in God. I remember I read this one.
Bro, I'm weak with layups, but like, or whatever that's called. But
I might be messing it up a little bit. But when you take the first sip of science,
I mean,
you abandon God, but keep drinking because God's waiting for you at the bottom of the cup. And
I'm weak with those ones, but I still think. I don't know. I still think I fit here.
I didn't grow up with Jews. I didn't talk about Israel growing up. I legitimately, I was already pro-Israel from like a common sense point of view, or at least, from my opinion, about 5.5 years ago. But I read both sides. I read anti-Israel books, Ilan Pappé, Konstantin Zurek, Khalidi, all of it, and I read Benny Morris, Ephraim Karsh, Alan Dershowitz. And so as I was kind of reading, I was legitimately coming to points of views where I started to see, but the more you read and the more research you do,
I'm doing better.
The truth really, it truly is on Israel's side, but most people are not going to do
that. Bro, these are not easy.
A lot of them come.
It looks like empty nets are easy, but from that length, it's like weirdly, it's like more than 60%, but it's not.
That shows it's 680,000, and of that, 180,000 under the age of 5. And I said, okay.
He's playing badly, though. I'll give him that. He's probably playing worse than normal.
It's on the internet.
Oh my gosh, I'm also. No, I'm not.
That according
maybe
to
I still am, but I'm winning at least.
Gaza and even the Palestinian Authority records, there's not even 380,000 under 5 in Gaza, let alone them being dead. It's crazy. Literally impossible. You would have to kill every single one, bring 40,000 back to life, and then kill them again just to get 380,000. So it is quite literally impossible. But how many people are going to look into that? They're going to read the headline and they're going to move on. And of course, if you do that,
nice.
Why wouldn't you be anti? Again, I'm speaking of the people that are not in bad faith. They're just truly misinformed. I don't fully blame them. So, you know, that and mixed with they have sayings on their side, you know, from the river to the sea, Palestine. It's catchy, it's quick, it's very 21st century. We have, you know, oh, well, it's actually not a genocide because in 1948 the convention actually says this, and 1951 it was ratified. Like it's not catchy. It takes work.
Yes, it's not. Yeah, you're right. You're right. It's very not catchy. It's informative. It requires thought. It requires,
you know what? As much as I hate to admit it, like I agree with him.
Have to use, but that's what I'm saying. It goes back to that misinformation part of like just like you know what it is. I think there's an addiction right now that most people don't realize because we have going back to all this information. Like now today, you can actually learn things that challenged what the official narrative was. Right, in 2020, when the news just was straight up just lying to people, we watched Black Lives. It became very apparent that you couldn't trust legacy media, even if you had some of that thought before. But when it really hit, everybody felt like, hold on, this is all disinformation, right?
For sure.
So then that pushed us into this thing of where can't trust the media. So then you start and it gave birth to people discovering new things in health that, you know, the keto diet shoots up. Well, it's not really sugar. And then you have Maha come in. And then so it's like all this information but what's mixed with it. So it's like this addiction comes with being the person that knows the thing that challenges the status quo. Like everything you ever heard before just can't be true. It's got to be a bad narrative because these things were not true. So therefore, all of it must be true. So my premise with, you know, this, like, you know, as the anti-Israel side, a lot of these people who are really just misinformed, they're just like, it can't be true because, you know, the media used to like, or you know, this used to be the status quo. Like everybody used to believe this about Israel. So therefore, it has to be wrong now because information age. Like almost everything I knew before was wrong. Right.
And you know, and another thing, we in the pro-Israel side, we do mess up. Honestly, a lot of people probably hear what I was just saying and what you just said, and was like, yeah, we're on the side that has the information and is smart. So you know, they're just dumb. Regardless if that's true or not, that's not the right way to look at it, and that's why I do what I do, because it doesn't actually matter if that's true or not, because perception in the 21st century, perception is more of a reality than reality is, and we need to accept that. We can't just chalk it up to, yeah, we have the information and they don't. Yeah, true, but like, does that actually change reality? No, it doesn't, because in the end, if a bunch of people, 95% of people, end up believing something that's a lie, guess what? That's still going to have the same effect as if it was true, even if it's not.
That's crazy. I want to talk about this. We're going to deep dive into this whole world of this. But bro, I just found out that you were an Uso. I found out you were Samoan. So I'm from Seattle. So I grew up with the Usos. My mentor growing up with Samoan. I'm just saying that's what we used to call it in the hood. You know, Us. You know, so I grew up with Samoans. Like I played in high school football. I was the only black guy on the line, right? And rest of me was big old Samoan guys. You know, those were my guys. They used to call me D Meuli. My name was Black. You know, my last name is Black. Meuli's Black. I don't know what your Samoan is like. You still know how to
I feel like that would be so annoying that I scored. If I was him, that would have been so annoying that I
since I was one. But yes, and yes, we actually, if I ever find the video, maybe I'll post it. I don't know. But we did the haka during, like when I was a kid. It was at a not talent show, whatever. For lack of better terms, a talent show, and we did that. And I know how to, you know,
he's not.
Made the fire knife for those. It's
maybe
not the actual knife. It's the fire dancing where you send the stick, but it's called a knife.
Yeah, I know.
He taught me all that. I'm probably not as good as when I was younger, but I'm pretty sure I can still do it. I have a lava in my room. Sometimes I wear that. No, yeah, my dad is. My dad's Samoan.
Oh my gosh, that was close.
Him,
I saved it, but I almost didn't save the next.
Looks like a big Samoan guy. Yeah,
that's so funny, man. It just culturally, I just really connected. Like I said, my mentor was Samoan because I was in before actually. You know, I converted to Judaism when I was 20 or 26 or whatever. But I was on my journey since I was 20. So prior to that, in like youth ministry,
Damn, he
and
was
stuff that I was
not
into, my
ranked.
mentors were Samoan,
Honestly,
and then when I got
it
older,
makes sense.
my next mentor was
Like,
also
honestly,
Samoan
it makes
cousins,
sense.
actually. So I grew up very culturally, you know, involved over there.
They're the
So,
nicest people in the world. They're,
man,
they're
just
so
loving
nice.
people.
Yes.
Gentle giants, as I was saying.
Gentle giants, for
Unless
sure.
you get them upset.
That's
Well,
right. That's right. That's right.
well.
Yes.
So just a little bit of that background. Let's get into faith a little bit. So I know that you had mentioned before that your father's on half of his side is probably Mormon, and then the other side of it come from a Catholic background.
That's right.
So you're telling me today you're a Noahide. So I want to know a little bit more about that journey, and you can probably explain for the audience what a Noahide is. Now it's interesting. I don't talk about enough about Noahidism here on the channel, but
It's rare, to be
walk us
fair.
through your faith journey.
Yeah, to be fair, it is rare. It's not talked about a lot. But like, yeah. So it's actually interesting. So I was baptized as a baby, as a Catholic.
Okay.
It didn't always particularly connect with me, but again, I was a baby, so it's just there. When I was younger, it's funny. Every time I tell Jews this, they're like, "Wow, that's a very Jewish story." When I was younger, I had a lot of questions that I was asking that didn't make a lot of sense to me, and I think part of it was they're just kind of like these don't normally come until later, and this kid's asking.
Oh,
I'm
so
talking
he
about, like,
converted to Noahidism?
7 to 10, maybe 11 or 12 years old at most, and I wasn't really getting a lot of the answers. No hard feelings. It just wasn't really coming, or if they were getting answers, they didn't really connect with me. When I got older, I kind of just like left the church, and I just again remember I didn't grow. I'm originally from Compton. Lived in Carson for a while, and then after Carson, we kind of moved to the Central Valley, but I didn't grow up around Jews or Muslims, so I just was kind of like, yeah, I'm a Christian. That's all I knew. I didn't know. If you asked me about Jews, I'd have been like, the Bible? Like, I wouldn't even, when I was young, I wouldn't even told you they still exist, to be honest. I was just a kid. And so I remember when I was
I didn't know the difference between the Amish and the Jewish. They're the same thing. Whatever.
I wouldn't have either. And I remember when I was a kid, I remember when Israel would be in the news, because it's common. I remember my dad, my Samoan dad would always be like, my dad was big into history, very, very big. And that's what got me into history. My dad would be like, that's Israel. That's our best friend. We should always protect her. I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. Like, I didn't know what an Israel was. I didn't know what the Star of David. I was just like, yeah, cool flag. It's a star on there. I didn't know anything about it. Obviously, it stuck with me. Anyways, so I didn't get the answers. Kind of just consider myself.
I feel like he will score, but like, bro, I'm beating him like crazy.
Edgy. I was, finding my way. I thought I knew more than I did. The Dunning-Kruger effect, all of that, and I was like, yeah, I'm an agnostic. No, I'm an atheist. I'm so smart. I don't believe in God. Blah blah blah. I joined the Navy. I was 20. I think I turned 21 in boot camp, or maybe it was like right after boot camp.
Bro, even I believe in God, and I'm like close to atheist.
Wait a minute.
But
I turned 20 in boot camp. Sorry, I turned 21 in A school or C school, whatever.
I definitely believe in God, though.
And I started to find sort of my faith again, and it really solidified during my first deployment. So I was a nuke.
I only believe in God, and I don't know how anyone will convince me otherwise. That's the only thing I believe in.
It was about
basically about Judaism.
To the Navy, and my first kind of
there's probably other things, but I can't think.
And I had one of the worst deployments. We ran out of food. People forgot to load stuff. It was awful, and we were in a point where we couldn't turn around. We had no communications because we were under the Bering Strait. So the way submarines work, you go to what's called periscope depth. You can receive message, send them, but when you're under the Bering Strait, you have ice above you. You don't do anything.
Okay.
And so
I'm officially sorry for him, but like I gotta try my hardest.
2 years after that point, so I was in 2014. In 2016, we were going.
Bro, I feel bad for
a lot of us that were on that first deployment were like, we don't want to go because
he should still. He is still trying.
It was actually a really good deployment. They made sure they loaded us with food, all of that. So this is how it connects with God. So I'm already starting to kind of find a little bit of faith again. I go up. When you go to the North Pole, you take the submarine. You go under a certain part of the ice that's thick enough to be safe, but not too thick to where you can actually, literally, you break through. Like you can probably find YouTube. They literally break through the ice, and then we go and we walk on the North Pole on the ice. Now, The reason I brought up
I
the first
know.
one is because it was a really bad time.
Bro,
Really messed with their
honest,
minds. So
yeah,
the
I
second
wanted to
opinion, if
forfeit,
going
but
and breaking through the
I'm
ice
not
30 times,
forfeiting. I
all
want to
you were
get the
like,
win.
no, come on, Mattel, let's onto the ice. I'm like, I don't want anything to do with the ice again. I don't want to see it. I don't want nothing to do with it. We were surfaced maybe the 4th or 5th time. I don't remember. We ended up spending the night there. Okay, when it's nighttime, nobody's allowed up top because there are, like, I guess polar bears, stuff like that. I go and I walk past.
Nice.
Now, I'm a senior guy at this point. I walk past and the guard wasn't at the hatch. So I thought, where is he? Maybe he went up. So I'm actually in short sleeve, but I'm like, it'll be quick. So I go up and to find him. He wasn't up there. He ended up like, in the bed or the bathroom. But when I went up there, I saw it's still imprinted in my brain, the most beautiful sight. I saw God. I mean, I saw, because you're in the North Pole, I saw in the distance kind of the northern lights. It was like green lights, but they were kind of faded because
You saw God.
on one side of the sky I saw night, on the other side I saw day.
I don't believe. I mean, I shouldn't make fun of him either, but I don't believe
so
it.
beautiful.
Like,
and
that's all
I
I'm gonna
stopped
say.
having any bad feelings about it, and I realized, you know what, that was a
Oh,
bad
that
time.
was smart.
It
He
doesn't mean
literally
that
had
it
that.
has to be permanent, right? I don't have to consider
Right.
the North Pole what happened in 2014.
Right.
Damn, I
So
barely
really
saved
started
that.
just like finding my faith more and more. Now, how it came to Noahide. So fast forward to 2021, May 2021, Israel's getting attacked by like 5,000 rockets by Hamas.
Right.
I made a video, not even particularly pro-Israel. I made a video making kind of a joke at people who were virtue sick because they took out of their bio, not added, they took out BLM and put in Palestine. I made a video talking about people finding their trend for the week.
Right.
I go to bed, wake up the next day. That video goes relatively, for the time, viral.
Bro, it's crazy. He hasn't scored on me yet.
The comments were people that just
It's crazy that it's
Jewish
that big of a
and
skill gap. I'm not even that
70% of
good.
those comments were just
Oh, well, he did score.
Hitler this, gas, death threats, and I was it shocked my entire system because I was like, obviously I know anti-Semitism existed. I did not know it was that bad. Now I'm sure a lot of Jews hear that and like, yeah, but like I didn't grow up Jewish. I didn't grow up with Jews, so I had no idea. And it motivated me to, one, learn more about it, and I did like an autistic level of research on this topic. I mean, like, a lot. And I just kept digging. Now, I'll connect it with the Noahide. So I end up meeting my friend, Hebrew Hammer. By the way, that's actually his face. For anyone wondering whose face is that,
really?
it's his. He told me he would send me what's called like a big head. It's actually really big. And I told him, I thought he was joking. I said, if you send it to me, I'll put it up on my wall. He was not joking. So anyways, I'm about to go back on deployment. I'm still in the Navy. I got out in 2023. So I'm still in the Navy. He gives me a Stone Edition Torah. Says, hey, you know, you're in a submarine. There's no internet. You don't have much. Like, hey, to get bored. I said, oh, yeah, I'm a Christian. I read the Old Testament. He's like, yeah, but this one has like rabbinical commentary. Maybe you'll find it interesting or not, whatever. Like, okay, thank you. I really appreciate that. I read the entire Torah during that deployment. Deployments are like 6 months long. Okay. I read the entire Torah, and I focused a lot on the rabbinical commentary on the bottom. And to go back to the beginning of the story, when I told you I had questions that were not getting answered, almost all of them started to get answered in ways that other people could not answer for me. And it connected with me in a way that was like it opened everything up. Right? Because I was kind of lost. Like, I
Bro, I'm doing. I am getting like so much better though. I don't know how.
What it doesn't. Now, of course, people have asked me the question. Jews don't proselytize, but of course, I have a lot of Jewish followers, and they say, "Hey, Nick, why don't have you ever considered converting?" And look, it's I say all the time. Look, I go where I believe God takes me. Right now, I truly believe that I have something that I'm doing that's important. That I know best of my ability that God has put in front of me. So I don't consider anything about conversion. My love and support for the Jewish people has nothing to do with any connection or not to Judaism. If that happens to be in my future, great. If it doesn't, it doesn't matter. That's something that's legitimately in my heart and my soul. But to answer about Noahide, I didn't know what that was, as I'm sure a lot of people don't. For to your viewers, if you don't know, it's the person who follows the 7 laws of Noah, and it is, you know, something that all people,
oh my God,
Jew or Gentile. Now, of course, Jews have the 613 technically like 620, but 613 mitzvot. But they have, you know, within that, the 7 laws of Noah. But everyone, Gentiles, should follow the 7 laws of Noah. You know, do not worship false gods or idols, not blaspheme God, do not murder, not commit illicit
with
the
the button.
relations.
Right.
Thank you. That's a better word.
Yeah.
Do
Yeah,
not
for
steal.
loves
Do not eat
maybe.
flesh torn from a living animal, and establish courts of justice. And so that's something that God wants us all to do, and it really
Right.
connected with me. And yeah, so long story, but
amazing.
that's how I got
No,
to it.
no, I appreciate it. Listen, because the reason why it's so important to me, and you had alluded to it before, is that I'm a big believer in purpose, right? So I'm a big believer in calling. So when I look at, you know, your life right now, and you made mention of this, right? It seems as though you are really like, you know, beginning to take off in a major way in a space because obviously it's been ordained by God. Now, so regardless, this has nothing to do with any conversion or anything. Are there moments at least from the earlier life that you can, even before that boat, like in retrospect, I can look back on my life now and see how I got here. I remember the dreams I had. I remember the visions I had. Like even as a young kid, as I was on my faith journey and what I'm doing right now, I could see looking back in retrospect being like, wow, God, you were preparing me for this moment this whole entire time. Do you feel like you're experiencing that, or you're able to look back now and be like, wow, I see, God, I see what you was.
100%. It's kind of like it's like a tapestry, right? It's you don't understand what the final image is going to be. It's just a bunch of colors and it's just a bunch of lines, but the architect, the artist, if you will, he or she knows what they're going to be making. But when you're watching this be made, you don't really get it.
Right.
But like you said, in retrospect, you're like, oh, that's what that color was for. Now I can see the image. And so, yeah, I think everything in my life, if you would have asked me 6 years ago, hey, Nick, you're going to be relatively well known by Jews and Israel, I would have been like, what are you talking about? Like, what do you, I have
hi,
no
bro.
idea what you mean by that.
Wow, I haven't had a
from my dad that raised me, the values my father put into me with history.
Honestly, it could be like it literally could be. But I wasn't streaming this whole month either.
Something you put that effort in, even when it gets hard. All of that.
Thank you for chatting, bro.
Today. And of course, you asked my dad, he would tell you that I argued even when I was like a 2 or 3 year old. He would tell you, yeah, I couldn't get this guy to stop arguing. No, you know, I admire what I find about the Jewish culture. It's interesting.
Do you know him?
Ask a lot of people that do have an admiration for the Jewish.
How do you know that, bro? That's crazy that you know.
That are true.
It's very crazy, honestly. He only has like 800. I mean, no, 80K subs on YouTube.
Even though they're 0.2% of the population, all of that is accurate information. But I think what lives in
I've heard of him. Yeah, that's crazy.
Jew that says they don't believe in God at all.
Kind of like Nick Fuentes. He has a very low subscription count, and like people know. Weirdly, they're both Nicks, but like I don't know if that many people know of Nick Matal. I know that it's crazy that you know him.
She actually laughs at this all the time. She's like, I have been with Jews before, been on dates, and I never felt
let me go.
Connected, and then I kept you.
We get this.
I am a Gentile. She's like, I feel more connected. She starts to do Shabbat now, lights the candles, and it's the point I'm making is that, and there's people in her family that are more religious, less religious, and everything in between. But everyone in her family, at least I know of, they do like the Shabbat candle. They are very, very proud Jews. They care about it. It connects with them. And so I think all of that does come from the Torah. When you think about the love for education and the drive to want to know more information, the more you learn about Jews and Torah,
that was crazy.
Jews actually will purposely debate each other for the purpose of trying to find better answers.
That's like, I even went up a little, or like, no, completely straight. I don't know, either a bit up or completely straight. That was like barely in.
Torah. I think Torah is a living thing. Right. And so I can say it. I mean, anyone can say it, but people will be like, "Oh, you sound like a supremacist." But I'm not Jewish, so I can say it. I will say all the time.
I
yeah,
did play badly, but I
it's
honestly
not
don't
from
know
a
what I
place
should
of,
have
like,
done.
supremacy from a dumb point. I legitimately see it because of Torah. I think that is so important, and I tell people all the time, to every Jew, please,
Damn, I kind of
even if you do not
predicted that.
believe in God, please keep him, because he encircles everything about what you guys do on a day-to-day basis, even if you don't think so.
That's crazy. Because I often say this, that, you know, I'm a big fan, obviously, of eschatology, biblical prophecy. So look at where we are today, right now, and so I guess is a segue into us talking about this being really a spiritual, you know, disease of the world.
I'm
right
so
now.
with the
I often said that, you know, the biggest oxymoron in the world is the Jew that calls himself an atheist, because, you know, I've talked about this. You know, you even mentioned science. So with science, biology, all these things have done. You know, Darwin theory. You think of all these other people, right? They have for many years tried to disprove God through avenues and areas of which God never said to test me on. But the one thing that God said you could test me on, of whether or not you'll know that I'm true, they never tested on it. And what that is, and they have tried to some degree, is the fact that God says over and over again in the prophets, right? When you see that the Jews are returning from the north, from the south, from the east and the west, and the streets of Jerusalem are re-inhabited, and the children are playing about, and
damn,
the vegetation
I broke his. That's honestly like if the equivalent of breaking someone's leg in soccer. Like that's crazy.
You're seeing this, right? And then he says, "What then the nations will know that I am God." So, and that happens over and over again throughout the prophets. That God, the way that God says that he exists and how the world is going to know that he exists is through the existence of the Jewish people. Where if you would have, you know,
I barely scored that, but that was good.
Years ago, you know,
I hit a lot of power into
if you
that.
would have made a bet then that there would still be in 2026, it would have been the most insane. But the fact that God was able to say that to humanity through the Bible, right, and through the prophets, to say that the are going to actually still be thriving and existing, and he says that when you see these things come to pass, then you will know, the nations will know that I am God. So it segues into this this being a real spiritual issue, is because, you know, you ever thought about the Tower of Babel? You know, they always teach this, like the Tower of Babel was then. And by the way, I'm breaking my teeth to say
I'm taking 3 shots.
English, by the way. You know what I'm saying?
Don't know he was known in Israel. Oh, you're Israeli? I'm also Israeli.
So, but the Tower of Babel.
I can speak Hebrew. Do you speak Hebrew? I don't know. I feel like you might. You know him in Israel.
Right?
Yeah.
And I don't
אתה
think that
מדבר
there's
עברית?
anything new under the sun, as King Solomon says. And I think that we've gotten to a place where we see that whether it's the, you know, what's the motivation of these progressives, the red, the Marxists, all these other things, they want to live a life of fantasy. They want to change what biology means. They want to change what everything.
Okay, maybe you don't want to hear this question, but are you pro-Israel or pro-Palestine? I know you might not want to hear that, but like, I kind of care.
And why they're able to connect, I'm really seeing this now, is because it's not the fact that
I mean, I don't get how you're saying he's known unless it's weird if you're pro-Palestine and you know he's known in Israel.
And so together they're willing to lock hands and ultimately to fight against God. And so this is,
oh my gosh, he actually got them.
You know, just trying to put together all.
Oh my god, he saved that? It's way, actually I don't know if it's harder than it looks, but it's hard.
Survival of the Jewish people. And it's just mind blowing to me. But I love to hear your thoughts on it.
Bro, what is this?
Jewish people.
This point is crazy.
As one soul. There's always each Jew has their neshama.
That was really fast. I don't know how I
one
saved.
soul that works together, one body, and you know you have. That study Torah, you can apply that to the mind of the Jews, right? The ones that are defense, that fight, right?
I don't mind arms.
The ones that you know, support the Jews via
I feel like
economy or whatever the case might
be. To guess, I feel like you're pro-Israel, but I have no idea.
If you have that logic and you that to be
bro, that was crazy.
Good. then every Jew, even
I
with,
saved like
I call him
2
Azathoth,
crazy
right?
shots. He also
Because they
saved
say
1
Azathoth
crazy shot, but that
is
last one was
pretty genocide. I
crazy.
don't know. Even the ones that maybe don't
Bro,
have the
that
same
match
exact
motivates me to
thoughts
play
that a
more
lot of
Rocket
Jews would
League.
get frustrated as.
Weirdly, I'm
That's
not that
part of the
mad at
hobby
it.
as well. Even the things that
I'm
you don't
actually
particularly
fine.
like. So,
Mhm.
you know, I think that everything is
Oh,
by
yeah,
design,
yeah.
but there is an interesting
Oh,
concept
yeah.
where I determine, like, when you think of what the Torah given
Jew,
to
Jew,
the world,
Jew, Jew.
you know, specifically accepted by the Jews to put the world in what it needs to be, in the right spot for the end times, Shiach, all of this concept.
Mhm.
Is this a linear path that God has already
Okay,
set
no,
forth?
that's pretty bad.
Or
Nice shot.
did God give us the tools and it's up to us
Oh,
as
yeah,
human
oh, yeah.
beings, the Jews, but also
Oh,
all,
yeah.
to
Mhm,
use
mhm.
these tools to bring forth
Right.
what God wants? And that's a concept I struggle with all the time. But it's interesting because I've heard both from Jews even. You
Right.
know, yes, we're
Right,
supposed to bring forth these times, or you know, no, these times will be, you know, at this time regardless, and we don't know when that time exactly will be.
You go back to the Jewish debating thing.
Yeah, it's an interesting concept. I'll be honest, if I have even a little bit of say in it, even though I'm not Jewish, I lean more towards the prior, the first, that I think that God gives us these tools and it's up to us, and we as human beings, although God is there for us and we speak with him, I try my best to not just, like, you know, ask God, hey, can you do this for me? Right? God gives it's up to us to actually make things happen. And so I lean more on the side of we need to make it happen, and we just have to understand the tools that God gave us. Now, sometimes you have to have the knowledge. If you were to build a house and you didn't know anything, you didn't know what a hammer was, I could give you a bunch of tools, and you're gonna be like, I don't know what this means. So it's up to us to learn, to be like, oh, this is a hammer. I use this for the nails, right? Oh, this is the nail, right? This is wood. This is. We need to learn.
Oh, okay, I have this.
Tools that God gives us will be more apparent. Then we can use those tools to bring about where the world needs to be.
So when you look at let's bring this into your area of expertise in terms of the debating issues too, right? So as you're going through, like, for instance, you said something very practical earlier when you were debating somebody, that all you have to do is go look up these numbers from the Gaza Health, ministry, and like, you wouldn't have missed that one. So coupling that with the hard facts on the ground, which, the facts are the facts, but with the spiritual component,
Oh my
like,
God.
you're seeing this, and do you feel this also too, as this energy of anti-Semitism or Jew hatred, anti-Israel, whatever the case is, anti-Zionist, whatever you call it? Are you feeling that's also
That was a
like the
close
spiritual
one to
energy?
save. I was actually kind of
So
mad
do
that
you
it
look at this as
went
something
in, but
prophetic from your understanding from the Bible? I'm just trying to get what motivates you behind just
oh, let's go
it's the
here.
right thing to do.
No, I of course I do. It's
Not
you
it.
know, I
Oh,
think it
wait,
is prophetic
wait.
that people will
Nice.
abandon Israel. It's hard for me. Listen, we can never put our minds, because we are human beings, even the smartest of us, can never put our minds into what
Human
God
beings.
sees and God's plan, because in the end we still are limited by the fact that we're human. So it's sometimes hard for me to.
Oh no, that's not a
How
good.
could, you know, whether it's because you're
Nice.
Christian, Jew, believer, Noahide, whatever, like, how could you believe in these words and then still turn your back? Because it's like, how can you tell somebody, hey, this is going to happen, so make sure you look out for that. Oh, but by the way, you're gonna do it too. It's like, then, but you just told me, so now I'm not gonna do it. But it does happen. Yeah, I see it all the time, and and by the way, I don't even know if this is just a preview. It's gonna get worse. If this isn't even what we think it is, we don't know. But what I do know is I have been open to realizing it can happen. Even if you warn us that it's going to happen, it still can happen. So yes, I do see it as prophetic, and I tell Jews all around the world, because Jews right now are going through it. Past few years have been, it cannot be easy, because people can say, and I say all the time, Jews will be okay. You survived significantly worse than this, and you will survive this, and you will thrive after this. However, we also have to consider that this is a different world, that even though, yes, maybe it's not literally worse than some of the things the Jews have had to gone through throughout history. And I'm not just speaking only about the Holocaust, even ancient times, Bar Kokhba revolts with the Romans, all of that, everything. But the internet didn't exist back then. And I will say the internet is a hard hammer, because the Jews can't even escape, right? Because a lot of us, we escape because maybe scroll on Instagram or something. I don't know, whatever the case may be. You do that, and all of a sudden you get this one reel or TikTok that has like 1 million+ views that says something that's just blatantly anti-Semitic. It's not even anti-Zionist, quote unquote, wink wink, at this point anymore. And it's like, it's so hard. And that's why one of the number one things I get, and I don't care how many times people tell me, I will always love hearing it. Come to me and they say, Nick, you have no
Oh my
idea
gosh, that
how
was close.
much,
Nice
like,
shot.
sanity you gave
I
me
don't
to
know.
this
That was
type of
actually
news.
good. Like, it doesn't
But
look like
your
it, but he was playing really good there.
realize maybe I'm not crazy, and I love hearing that. To me,
Oh,
when the Jews says and the Talmud
yeah.
says, you know, to save a life is to save the whole world. Why can't we apply that concept to everything, right? To change one person's mind is to change the mind of the whole world. To help one person is to help the world, right? It's not just literally save a life is to save the whole world. We should apply that concept with everything. And if you can think that way, it'll make getting through hard days a little easier, because I will never be the guy that can change literally the whole world. But if I can change just one person's mind, even if it's not to be like, agree with me 100%, even if it's shit, that has an exponential effect that will send waves the future throughout the world. And so I find that super important.
That's so powerful, man. And it leads me to ask you this question. Question will be that, going back to what we talked about before, you're debating, Myron or Sneeko or any of these guys. That's the person sitting in front of you, and you know that they have agendas. Is it anywhere in your head at the time before you start talking or during the conversation that you're talking to them, but you're talking past them? Right?
Yeah, 100%.
You're thinking about the people who you may be able to change from having this conversation.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly. Yes. I do not have some concept or thought that I'm going to debate Sneeko and he's going to
lucky I got.
for the Jews tomorrow.
I'll say that's lucky.
Listen,
I'm not that
look at
good.
my
I'm
TikTok
lucky.
Live, for example, and I'm also on YouTube and X at the same time. I've looked at the analytics before. There's times where people are watching and about 90 to 95% are not commenting. Now, there's a portion that are going to agree with Nick Mattel no matter what he says because they're a fan.
Right.
There's going to be a portion of that that's going to disagree with me no matter what I say. But even one person,
whatever, I forgot what I was.
I'm getting thousands of views now, and
nice. I got chatters in both
like,
things today.
Let's say Sneeko say something or whoever say something, right? The Jews, blah blah blah. This person in the chat who's not even commenting, I will never know exists. By the way,
the Jews, blah blah blah. That doesn't sound.
Nick Mattel says, "Well, you're wrong, and this is why." That person hopefully says, Nick, actually, I agree with him. But even if they say, okay, I heard both their arguments, maybe it's more complicated, and then they move on, that's a win for me. Everything after that, and by the way, I've had, since October 7th, I've had, that I know of, because they've come to me and personally told me, or there are people that used to debate me or curse me out, that are now very, very pro-Israel. I've had about 30, probably actually at this point, because I've had actually increasingly more people telling me, probably about 35 people, give or take, that have come to me who were very anti-Israel, who are now at least relatively pro-Israel. To some of them are like really pro-Israel. And so everything I do from here on out is a bonus, because I already got that one. Everything else is a bonus. And I will, with God's will, I will live a very, very long life. But if God forbid something happen even tomorrow, I will leave very satisfied because I changed that one person's mind. Everything after that's a bonus.
Wow, that leads me into my next question. Yeah, it's like you're reading my mind over here.
Yeah, we're locked in.
It's crazy. I know we're getting short on time, but I have to ask you this because I read somewhere, I think maybe in the Jerusalem Post, that you have received death threats.
Oh my God.
That people, maybe even targeted members of your family. Right.
Okay, no.
You have a
I'm
certain
going back
type
here.
of person who enters these debates publicly. You know, they challenge people directly, and sometimes they embarrass them in front of their audiences, such as yourself. So my question is, when you have these situations
Damn.
happen,
That was like
with
the
threats and all these other
craziest
things,
place
do
to
you ever feel
hit
like
the shot
it's
in.
worth it? Like I believe like you're fighting for truth, and obviously I agree with you, but you ever lay your head down at night and be like, is it all worth it? Like, you know what I'm saying? Some of the backlash that you get, because I'll tell you why. Some people are not emotionally mature in the sense of that they don't deal with conflict very well, right? So any bit of conflict, they run away from it. These are usually people who end up becoming people pleasers. I don't mean to get all sight.
Bro, I'm getting
There's
so
some
much
people who
better at
enjoy being
going.
in that conflict and they just really thrive over there. So I don't know if it's a personality type or if you feel like, listen, the goal of what I want to accomplish, or that one person, or whatever the case is that's motivated, so much more important, infinitely more important than, you know, what may happen.
I
to you in the
was
future because it
where I
worth
should
fighting
be,
for.
and
So
I
just
couldn't.
wanted to
That's a
get
really
how
good
you
shot.
feel or
I don't know how
process
I would
as
have
all
hit
these
that.
things are happening.
So yeah, I mean, naturally the thought always comes into my head, but I've never once had any thought that it wasn't worth it. It's never even crossed my mind because I have a son, just recently turned 13 years old. So I don't feel like I'm just fighting for myself and even just
Mazel tov.
others. Yeah.
Did you do a bar mitzvah for him? Come on, what are we talking? Did you do a bar mitzvah?
he's not Jewish. It was a prior relationship.
Okay.
My wife and I just got married back in November, so this is a prior marriage actually.
Okay.
Yeah, no, thank you though. Well, I'm fighting for his future too, but I want him, again, God willing, it would be for a very, very long time.
Damn,
When
1-1.
he thinks of his dad, because
It's fucking
no parent
crazy.
should ever bury their kid. So, again, God willing, I will be gone before him. And so when he thinks back on me, I want him to make sure he understands that fighting for values is what makes us who we are. And I will never, ever, ever give that up. I do get death threats daily.
Wow.
Easily daily. I don't even look at most of the DMs, but if I looked at them with you, if you were here and we looked at them together, it'd be consistent.
What is that?
I will answer this. So no, I've never.
I don't know
thought
how he
this
did
is the
it.
hill I literally will die on. This is my values. I will never, ever, 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 ever give up my values. I will say, first time I've said this, I have.
I feel like he might get like a bit more hate than a normal Jew. But since he's not, no, a lot more. But he's just a more extreme version of that, even though people don't understand he's not even Jewish.
People who live maybe normal lives, they think, you know, barring something weird happening, probably as an old man or old woman. That has
I didn't think that would go in. I just didn't have any other way.
Percentage where I feel more this than that. The most way I do feel is I will maybe die because somebody will do something.
God forbid.
God forbid. And I know that's a very macabre way of thinking, or as Candace would say, macabre or whatever. But but I will say, and I'm not trying to be that way. It's not at all like that. But it's natural thought when you're in a position that I do. And I'm 100%. I mean, of course, I take total security measures. I have my CCW. I have my weaponry to protect me. I've hired people to delete my information from the internet, because back in the day I used to get dogs. People would find my address. I'm no longer at the.
Wait, I scored on his goal?
I am wiped from the internet, other than like articles about me, of course. But I'm just saying, like,
I don't
stuff
think.
like that. So I'm not saying.
Wait, I confused myself there.
Precautions. I'm simply saying that I am 100% comfortable with who I am, what I do. There's nothing, fear especially, will ever get me to not do what's important. And to me, this is important, and I'd rather do something.
Damn, I can't believe I got
a
that.
short time again. God willing, it would be for a very long time, than to do something or to give up on that just to do, I guess, nothing for a long time.
Amazing. Okay, so I had 1,000 more questions I wanted to ask you, but time doesn't permit. It is tonight to be Tisha B'Av over here, so we're starting the fast in a few hours as we're mourning the destruction of the temple. So I do have one question for you, though.
Yeah.
This, and just to wrap up everything, and it's just to sort of go off of what you just said now. Okay, so everything now today is surviving on the internet, the cloud, the whatever the case is, and it's very likely that the conversation we're having right now will be around for another 100 years, 200 years. You know, if the world doesn't radically change and the Messiah comes and everything changes, but even after, who knows? So the Mattel lineage has now grown, and now you have your
Finally, oh, you're still here? Nice.
If you could deliver to them one message right now.
Yeah, so were you pro-Israel or pro-Palestine? That's where we left off, I remember.
That's gonna, you know.
I would say, you know, the most important thing
Okay,
in
he
life
got it, but
is legitimately, I
not
really
like
mean this. I know it's a bit of a corny
went.
answer, is family. And by family, I mean your spouse and your children, right?
Damn.
That's your number one, and your service.
I don't know
to
how
them,
I saved that.
put that above anything. The second most important thing, right? Obviously,
He's really good.
It's under God, but in terms of our life,
I mean, that was
even more
smart.
important is
I
your
did a
family,
smart
and
push, and then
second
he
most
did a
important is
smart
service
push.
to your values and your people. I think a lot of people let that slip, and I think if the world were to, you know,
Nice.
have a little bit more of that, and I think the world would actually heal itself and be a lot better. And I think a lot of people, especially in contemporary times, they're dropping the ball on that. They're really just not serving their own values, serving their people, and I think it's evil is always going to want to spread. I don't care if it's 2021 or if it's 1021 or just the year 21. Evil has always wanted to spread. The thing that prevents that and stops that is not God, human beings. God gives us the tools, but we need to actively fight against that. And if we don't, I truly do believe evil will win. That's why I said earlier I lean more towards the prior, that we need to make it. It's not like we can just sit back and do nothing and God will take care of everything.
I feel like Twitch is even more delayed by far than YouTube.
Do something about it. Now that doesn't mean you have to be a debater and go online.
Damn, that's crazy.
That a podcast. There's many different ways, but we all need to do something, or I truly believe evil will win. I don't really like people say, "Oh, good always prevails." Yes, because we make it prevail. We have to do that, and so I would instill those values into my child and grandchildren.
Amazing. The amazing Nick Mattel, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, I appreciate you so much. I've been blessed, brother. Like literally, I've been blessed. I didn't know where we were gonna go. I had all these things in my head or whatever, but you know, we just sit there. Hopefully do this again, and hopefully in person next time you're in Israel. Make sure that now you DM me something or whatever the case is. You got my, I'll send you my WhatsApp. Yeah. Whatever, so we'll be in. I happen to only believe only Jews are on WhatsApp, but whatever the case is, if you have WhatsApp,
I do. So
I happen to. I mean, that's kind of like racist, but he's Jewish, and it kind of.
Times where I can see people, because man, I was busy.
Oh, I don't know. That's an excuse. I feel like you're nuanced, which I disagree as well. But like, you're not. You're just saying you disagree with the Israeli government. Like, I do too, but I'm very pro-Israel at the same time. Like, that's not an excuse. I feel like you're not pro-Israel. But whatever, I don't care. Doesn't matter. Oh my gosh. Nice. I actually like talking politics, so if you want to, we can talk. But yeah, I disagree with the government as well. But I feel like that's just an excuse. I feel like you're also against the country of Israel, not just the government. Like, you phrase it in a way where it's like, I don't know. You're probably against the country as well, not just the government. Because the government's not even close to terrible. It's just, he's trying to ruin the democracy, and it's not like issues that foreigners know what it is, but I disagree with him for other reasons than you probably. Bro, how are these players so good? Damn, I jumped and it pushed me right back down. I know you probably are more pro-Israel, but I don't think you are pro-Israel. But so IDK, I don't know. I feel like I don't know. Like, are you against IDF or not? That's a question I would ask you. If you aren't against the IDF, then I guess you might qualify for not being pro-Israel. There's not much else that you need. But if you like IDF, then I guess you are pro-Israel. But other than that, like, I don't know. Yeah, if you say you are pro-IDF, then I'll probably agree with you. You are pro-Israel if you're pro. I'm basically just pro-IDF. There's a bit more that I'm pro that even some Israelis wouldn't be, but I'm pro-IDF for sure. I don't know, but like at the same time, you gotta look at it like this. I feel like now it's basically in the Gaza and the West Bank, they have a bit more approval rating of Hamas than Israel has of the current prime minister. But at the same time, like, that kind of means a lot of them do support Hamas. And it's like an actually sizable amount, like 30 to 40%. It's like actually a lot. And basically, off of that, I'm gonna say it's relatively a common Palestinian ideology. And I feel like a lot of people that aren't pro-Hamas are still pro killing all the Jews, but honestly, I don't know if that's... No, I still... a bit of them. I've actually seen a video of interviewing the West Bank, and someone's like, I know this is rare, but there's someone that said like, oh, I want peace. I don't see that often in the West Bank, to be honest. I see videos about it. I don't see that often, but in Israel, I see like basically everyone wants peace. Also, I don't get like, I think you need to destroy Hamas completely for peace also. So like, I'm definitely pro peace, but like, it might be different than what you as well. Okay. Oh. No. But yeah, I guess after hearing what you said, last message, you're probably more pro-Israel than pro-Hamas. I just think that it's an excuse to say, oh, I'm against the Israeli government. Like, I don't really agree with that either. You have to be pro-IDF as well. And government, like, I agree. But, like, I feel like he's, the government is, like, good for the wartime. That's what I think. But other than that, I mean, I guess you could still be pro-Israel. It's just that it's not as much as I am. Oof. Okay, that doesn't look good. Oh yeah, I made a mistake there. I was just annoyed, but yeah, I'll forfeit. Okay, I'm that one. We. Oh, you're still in here? I don't know, it just took you a lot. I don't broadly probably not. I don't okay, sure. I mean you're at least you have a more you have a way more nuanced perspective than everyone else, but like they started the war. What, you don't think that Israel should attack back? That's all the IDF is doing. Literally. I don't see why people are like pro-Israel, but then they don't like IDF. I don't get it. Even, you know what? Even if you can even not support them completely, like if you don't support Israel's war in Syria, like I don't care, like that makes sense relatively. But like if you don't support Israel attacking Hamas back, then I don't really get it. Like all they did was protect themselves. And they went above no, they didn't. I actually don't. They just, like, you need Hamas eliminated for peace. Like, it's not an option. It's like, yeah, I don't know. But I'm happy that you're not completely brainwashed. I've had people here that were completely brainwashed. I had like this guy who was proud Marxist, leftist, I don't even know, but that was literally his username. I thought that was crazy. Like his username was that. I mean, it makes sense he couldn't argue with me, but like, seriously, like you're pro-Marxist, communist, and all of that, like, I don't agree. Like, it's never been successful. I feel like socialism is crazy. I don't get how anyone believes socialism is the best thing. I know it's not communism either, but socialist societies are still... I think he was communist though, he wasn't even socialist. But like socialism also, I don't... Maybe you could say the US could be more socialist, like I agree maybe. But like the US becoming a socialist country is completely different. And I really don't understand that. To me, it's not a zero-sum game. What does that mean, zero-sum game? Like, I don't know, to be honest. Zero-sum means like, I think I know what you're saying, like one side's completely right and not the other. I guess, I mean, I literally disagree. Like, I'm not gonna be afraid to say that. I think Israel, specifically in Gaza, is completely in the right. Except, no, I disagree. I actually remember there was like one troop or something that was like, that threw off someone off a building, which happens every day in Hamas. But I mean, I still disagree. And there was one that tore off like a Jesus statue or something like that. Or no, that was in Syria or Lebanon. No, Lebanon, I think. But like, whatever it is, like in Gaza, they basically were almost completely, like I feel like they're almost completely in the right to do what they did. Okay, nice. That's cool, but I just like debating. So you're a really nice guy. It looks like you are, but I don't know. I mean, you're a chatter, so I probably don't know. But like, Okay, if you wanna keep talking about politics, first of all, let's start with Lebanon. What do you think about Hezbollah's attack on Israel and then Israel attacking back? It's in Lebanon. Hezbollah's firing from Lebanon, by the way, if you didn't know. Oh, damn. Bro, I wanted to see if I'm plat, but or plat 2, but I don't. No, not control G. It's a lot of control G. Oh, that was. I thought that would be barely. I mean, Israel. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad you know that. You're like, you know a lot of. I mean, you definitely look like you're not the type for conspiracy theorist type of thing. You look very nuanced, which is, you know what? I'll say that's relatively good in this age. And you know what? I even think that's very good. Like, you don't need to stand up for Israel. You just need to not completely hate Jews blindly or Zionists, whatever that is. Like, bro, Jews are basically all Zionists. I know you probably don't hate them, but like, it's crazy that people are like, oh, it's fine to hate Zionists and it's fine to like harass them. I don't know, it's like crazy. I don't know if a lot of people would say it's fine to harass them, but like still, it's fine to hate Zionists is crazy. That's like the whole Jewish identity. Like living in Israel, like I don't know, it's crazy that you can say you hate Zionism and like no one does anything. Goldem, yeah, I know, but there's literally people that do. Like, I bet the other guy who was like really mad at me in the chat like hates Zionists, but I don't think that's that you should do that. Like, it's, I don't know. It's like, yeah. Wait, okay. Damn, I saved that. Can't believe I saved that. It wasn't that hard of a save. But I mean, I know there are people that hate. I think even my friend, he's like, it's fine to hate Zionism, but he's like, he doesn't hate people for being Zion. I just think that's crazy. Again, I find. Do you know about Kingdom of Israel? Do you know what that is? I don't know. This is like not. It's like it's yeah. It is political, but it's educational. Oh my god. Kingdom of, yeah, you don't know about it? It seems like you don't know. Oh, you know? Yeah. And it was like Canaan. You're pretty educated. Damn. Do you know about Judea? That's where Jews come from. Which is technically not all of Israel, but like, I mean, I feel like you just like, yeah, I don't know. But if you go give Palestinians the Philistine land, then they'll have even less. So I don't get the argument of giving Palestinians Philistine. They won't have the whole West Bank. They'll have a bigger Gaza, but they won't have the whole West Bank. There was a civil... Damn, how do you know that? For the Kingdom of Israel or for... I don't even know what you're talking about. I'm not... Weirdly, I'm probably less educated than you, but... Yeah. For it's Judea, but I think you know what I'm talking about. Damn. That was a crazy lot. How about there's Judea, there's Samaria. I kind of don't know when that was, but there was Samaria existing. Yeah, we don't need to talk about Samaria because that's like I have no idea even myself what it is. I just know it existed. And also the Philistines are not even related to Palestinians at all. Or like maybe they are, but like only a few of them. Judah? Are you sure? I thought... Really? King David? It wasn't it King David and Suleiman? Maybe it is, I don't know. Oh, for Judea, yeah. No, I thought it was what I'm saying, never mind. Philistines were... Yeah, I don't even know what they are. They're just... Everyone hated them, just like... I feel like they should have hated the Palestinians, but like... They don't, apparently. It's so dumb. They're like horrible people. If anyone is to hate, it's Palestinians, but like I don't hate them either. Also, what else? Not just, I guess, yeah, that's it. But maybe I just have beef with them. You shouldn't hate Palestinians either, just like I don't. But I do have beef with them. They took someone hostage from my extended family. To be fair, I don't know them that much, but they took someone hostage from my extended. خمسة والطبقين في الفلسطين. Oh damn! Oh, not in. Nice, bro. I feel like I'm scaring him. Oh damn. Bro, I'm playing so much better. I don't know how. Judea and some. في 50 طبقين في الفلسطين عربية طبق يا كشميري فلسطيني 100. I know. Wait, sorry. Oh yeah, that was terrible. Shouldn't have gone for that. I know there was the first. Yeah, it's crazy, you know these things. I know my friend Renero and my friend Keith know way more about history than me, but that's good that you know that. Pretty smart. I know the Ottomans are pretty annoying by Armenia. I don't know why. Like, that's a basic fact, I feel like. But I know Armenians hate Ottoman Empire. Then there was... Yeah, I don't know. You're probably right, but like the Aliyahs were like... There were always Jews in the region, if you didn't know. I know you probably know that as well. You're like super well educated, but there was always... Amir. I feel like that's also a Arabic name, but I don't know. It's Hebrew as well. Amir. من أورشليم القدس. Nice. Damn. Crazy. I barely got that. Nice shot. That was crazy. I don't know how I got that close. Like, that's actually... Yeah, bro, you know like crazy amounts about this subject. I don't even know how you know that much. Are you like a history teacher? I feel like you might even be a history teacher at this. I'm gonna major in politics and philosophy. Yeah. That's crazy. Wait, are you in college now or no? Are you... I don't know what you are. You're either like first or second year in some rare colleges you don't call your major, or you're in the end of high school right now. I don't know. Either one. I feel like that's it. Or maybe you already even have your degree and you're doing another undergrad in a year. Oh yeah, that's what I thought. I was thinking more towards the high school, but like I was thinking possible that... Oh damn. That's terrible. I mean, no, that wasn't as terrible as I thought it was. It was. Bro, I'm playing like crazy. I feel like I lost 2 and then I like won 5 or something and lost 1. Maybe I'm over exaggerating, but like I won. I'm on this crazy streak. How about you? Or what about you? I'm I'm going into the 2nd year of college. Bro, it looks like I'm either, at least this is what I've heard. It looks like I'm either 15 or I'm 23, something like that. Weird. Like, that's the ranges of age that I got. Sadly, I know it gets a lot of hate, but like, computer science. I hope there will be a job for me. Oh yeah. Oh, I'm winning. He told me GG. I feel like he's not gonna win, yeah. Oh really? Nice. I just, maybe it's not hated on, it's just that like who will get employed, like crazy. I don't know. I feel like there are people that will get employed to computer science, but like it's a crazy market. And I hope what I think is true, but I think there will be more computer science jobs in the future. And yeah, and it's, and like what is it? AI is already growing super linearly, which is below exponentially. I know it's still a super high rate, but I mean, it looks like in the future there will be a job market for sure. They will need to hire people again, but I hope a lot because it doesn't look like it. Damn, shouldn't have done that. Activity. The financing? I don't know about financing and what they're going through. I didn't know it was a terrible thing to major in. Or like an employment rate that's terrible. Bro, I really want to strive to be a successful person. In terms of money, specifically. And like, I'm not ashamed of it. That was a good goal. The industry? Wait, I didn't see a lot. Wait, actually, oh. Oof. He's good. Of financing of AI. Oh, no, you don't know. AI is also taking over computer science as well, for sure. It's just, I feel like it's not gonna continue for, like, AI is at us, like, not learning exponentially anymore. It's right below exponential. I mean, the industry, yeah, the industry, regardless of the unemployment rate, which is crazy, computer science is a really good industry. I mean, my professor said this, but like there's a possibility he said that on purpose. Like just he said that on purpose, maybe just so I would keep going in computer science. But I honestly, it's not far from the truth. He's like, he's telling me, computer science is oh wait, not computer science. You shouldn't base your degree off of the current job market. Which I agree with, but I mean, hey, it's gonna be kind of difficult to get a job anyways, because it might decline, but it's not. It's gonna be hard to get to the way it used to be before, and I think it will eventually, but it might not take a long time before that happens. It might take a long time before that happens. Wait, by financing bubble, do you mean? Yeah, money is the like I'm not ashamed to want a lot of money. But can you guess the one? Oh my, oh, there. Can you guess the one kind of people who have jobs but do nothing? I mean, it's probably not gonna be it, but is it streamers? Honestly, I'm pretty close. I know that's not the answer, but like I'm relatively close. No, politicians? I don't think they do nothing, bro. Like Donald Trump, like if you hate him or like him, like he's doing something. Like you can't say he's like the president and he's not doing it. He's speaking a lot, which honestly isn't that crazy, but like he's legalizing things, he's making things illegal. I mean, there's more, but to be honest, it's kind of true. There's not much politicians. He sits, actually, I don't know if he does, but a lot of politicians sit in this area and say whether to pass or not pass this sort of thing. Are you sure, bro? I feel like you hate the politics in America. Like every single aspect of it. Like that's not really something to agree with. I'm not even fully, I'm like a centrist Republican, but like I believe that the government has a crazy role and it's very hard to make a good government because good politicians are very rare as well. It's like, sure, you might have a point, but like they're not always counterproductive. That's a huge exaggeration. I know it's crazy though, because there was so much random things the government was giving funding for, and like Doge removed a lot of it. But like yeah, you're right. If you're talking about in that sense, like it's crazy how much useless things the government. I thought you were like you literally found a job that has like you basically do nothing, but I feel like even politicians do relatively a lot. What's a job? I feel like, you know what? I feel like us streamers do less. Like I'm not really, technically I'm a streamer, but like I don't think streamers are like they do less than a politician, but like as a streamer, but I mean, there's probably jobs where you do even less than stream. Probably like financial, thing financial that I'm not aware of. Or like actually people that work really easy jobs that don't make a lot of money that I can't think of either. Like, oh yeah, someone, I mean, this is probably a terrible job as well, but like, I feel like there's a job that like you have to watch videos to see if they're valid on the platform or not. I feel like that's like the worst type of job you can get, while it's also like you do the least possible. Like I feel like that's even less work than a streamer. Damn, nice shot. Oh no, it's this one. Oh, moderation. Yeah, that's probably a good one. I know, but they still do less, no? I feel like they still do less than a politician and a streamer. You know, no, these guys, I mean, the checkers, I think they do a really important job, but like they don't really do anything usually. They just check statistics. Actually, no, it's probably more than I think. But yeah, no, it's definitely not nothing. But the people in NASA that or SpaceX that look at the spaceship and say, "Oh, this is good," and all they do is look at statistics without doing anything else. I think that's literally what they do. They can't really do anything except look at statistics while a flight is happening. Who do you think to be honest, Gadi Eisenkot, but it's so close that like I wouldn't be surprised if it's Bibi, but I will be mad though. But I also think Channel 14 polls are definite. No, I have no idea, but I literally feel, I can't give you a stronger word than that, but I feel like Channel 14 polls are so much farther coalition than the CM, than the bye. I feel like the Channel 14 the Channel 14 is so much more coalition, pro-coalition, than I feel like the Maariv is pro-opposition. I hope that's true though. But, I mean, I have no idea. Nice. That was a slap. Yeah, it's weird. You don't know this. I look at polling data so often, and Bennett is like kind of actually like losing a lot of voters for some reason. But then it might be replacing him with the Gadi Eisenkot, who's literally a centrist within Israel. I don't know what you call him in other countries, but he's like a centrist in Israel. And I prefer him over Bibi, but like he's not as good at. Actually, you know what? I can't talk much about it. I literally prefer Naftali Bennett because of my dad. I don't really have a say in it. Channel 14 gonna predict that Netanyahu is... No. Channel 14, it is crazy though. They predict like 62 seats. Maybe it's not even that crazy, but they predict 62 seats, and yeah. I don't even know. I mean, you're still very educated, but there's no such thing as a 180 seat. I think there's like 120 is the maximum. Yeah. If they said 100 though, then that would be also crazy. Like, bro, like they think like 80% or a bit more than that even are TV voters. But yeah, there are actually relatively nuanced. It's just that for some reason I think they're more they're more I hope they are, though. I hope they're more coalition leaning than they aren't. I don't know why I care this much about Israeli politics, though, when I literally don't know much about it. All I know is Bibi is bad, which I don't need my dad for that. I know other things about him. But I don't see why Naftali Bennett is good. Like, I only see why Bibi is bad. It's kind of like everyone in the US, they hate, a lot of them hate Trump, but like, I feel like it's more reasonable in Israel to hate Bibi, but I don't know why. Like, I'm literally so uneducated. Actually, I know why, but not much. I know he tried to stop the democracy by, like, making a coalition. No, by making it the legislative branch be ruled by. He made the legislative branch be ruled by. Yeah, it does. It kind of. I'm in the U.S. though, but it almost because I have basically my whole family is there, except this family and one other family member in California that's relatively extended family. And then when you get to more extended family than that, it's like, but who cares about those people? I feel like there's one in Sweden, but I don't know if I've even seen him. Yeah, I'm a dual citizen. It's pretty cool. Yeah, it's not recent. Like around, I came here at around 6 years old. I got the U.S. citizenship, and then I became American like half of the time I've been here. So now I'm 19. Damn. I'm technically, what do you mean technically? All you need is a passport, no? Either you are or you aren't. And I feel like I watch a lot of right-wing politics, but like you can't really like, I mean, if you have a citizenship, you're like, if you have a passport, you're a citizen. There's not like any nuance there. It's just yes or no. Nice. You're a British citizen. Do you speak with a British accent? Honestly, Silas, like, I have a British friend here. He's not really my friend anymore, unfortunately, but also it's better I don't hang out with him anymore. But basically, he's a British citizen, but like he doesn't have a British accent at all. He just says British words. Like he calls a movie a show, and actually that's all I remember. And his parents say darling, and I think maybe his mom actually like is basically like it basically has a British accent, but they don't. But she doesn't have it strong either. Oh damn. Damn, son. Damn. Was just born there and my parents were British citizens is why you got it. Okay. That's cool. Well, do you have a bro, I was born in Israel, but I lived basically my whole life here. I have an accent. Like it doesn't mean you don't have an accent. Nice. Ole ole. Ole. Oh my god. Nice. Bro, that's crazy that I got. Bro, I don't even hate on the British people. Like, a lot of people hate on them, and like, more the French, but a lot of people hate on the British. The French are a bit more justified. I have a story with French people, but like, the British, like, why do we hate British people? I don't know. It doesn't make sense. I know their politician sucks, but like, I mean, I don't get why we hate UK. Like, British people. I don't know if there's a hate for British people. I just don't. Love her. Okay, bro. Are you French? I don't know why you're standing up for French people. Maybe you stand up for all races equally. I don't know. Because if that, then I would... Like, I don't know. I'll tell you the story. My grandma, she was younger. She lived in France. And she went into a store. And she told her, like, told the store owner, like, do you have a baguette? And she said, no, yeah, she told her, and then the store owner said, we don't want to talk to people like you, because she didn't speak a fluent French accent. And then, like, she was crying outside of the store. Like, it's pretty justified for me to hate French people because of that. But if you're French, like, I just generally hate French people. But if I had a French friend, like, I wouldn't... Like, I did have a quaint... I don't know if that's how we say it. But I was, like, at this Montana trip, and I was friends with, like, this French person. But, like, I generally dislike French people. Really? Did they live there? But now, like, I'm not sure why you'd go to Paris anymore. It, like, doesn't even make sense to go there. Bro, he should be forfeiting. Oh, yeah, there's no way. They had gone on... Okay, but they've been on a trip. She lived there for a year. I mean, that's still crazy, but... I mean, they've been on a trip, and she's been there for a whole year of that type of bullshit. I don't know, I feel like racism is okay. Like, racist... If you've seen racist jokes, you would... Like, bro, do you know Ben Bankas? He's a really good comedian. And he's like... If you've seen his comedy, then you'd think racism is fine. Like, it's crazy. His comedy is hilarious. I know this might not be appropriate, but, like, I honestly think that. I know Twitch, if they knew anything, they might even, like, go crazy on me because it's such a horrible... moderated. But, you know, I think they... Like, I think Hassan is partially not banned also because he's... I think, first of all, now he's being careful. I haven't seen anything of him after that. But, like, second of all, like... They should have done something about him before, but I feel like he's just so popular that they won't do anything. But it's very fair to say they're more left-leaning by far. Oof. Racism. Bro, I don't know, I'm Jewish. I have to say, like, I feel like I'm discriminated against the most. Like, I don't know, I think racism is fine. And it has to go every way. I don't know. I mean, I said it, so it has to be fair for everyone. I know, like, people are anti-Semitic for no reason, but, like, if you can't have that type of comedy, then, like, then racism is fine, is better than... Like, if someone hates on me their whole life, then it might be better than literally not being able to watch the... watch his comedy. Like, he's crazy. Yeah. A lot of people hate to admit that. If you're not Jewish, then good on you. But, like, a lot of people disagree with that. Because I heard that, like, the anti-Semitism rates are way higher. And, like, only a few more people think the world has gotten anti-Semitic. I heard that statistic somewhere, but, like, it's true. Okay. 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 I was patiently waiting, and I guess it didn't pay off still. Oof. I needed boost. I guess that was the wrong call, but, like, I kinda... Oh, hi. Hi, bro. Didn't see you, though. Hi, Connie. Are you a new chatter? I feel like you might be. But it's hard for me to tell, because I forget a lot of my... I just don't understand how Moses led you with no oil. I mean, technically there's no oil in Israel, but if you take... I mean, it's also true, but, like, if you take any land country that's that small, and you... there's probably not gonna be oil in it, even in the Middle East, but... I mean, I guess Israel doesn't have oil, so that's also true. I don't know, I have mixed feelings about that. I know you were trying to joke, but, like, I don't know, it wasn't as funny. Oh, bro, you like Golda Meir so much. Haven't seen anyone non-Jewish like her that much. I feel like you're non-Jewish. I don't know. I barely even know about... I just know she was, like, almost a hero. She was, like, so crazy. I feel like... I don't know. I feel like in Israel, it's very hard to get a woman elected. Like, sorry, but I feel like that's true. So, like, the fact that she got elected in Israel is, like, she was a crazy person. Like, she's really good. I don't know. In the US, I feel like it's easy to elect a woman. I just think they need a woman that's good at politics. Any woman that's good at politics, if she's in the Democratic Party, she will do good. But I think AOC is terrible as well, so I don't think she'll qualify either. She's, like, super extreme, and, like, even if she will be nominated for Democrat, which is sadly not that unlikely, it is unlikely. But even if she gets nominated as Democrat for the primaries, like, bro, like, I feel like there might even be people that would support Republicans. And, like, I feel like the Democratic Party people right now are so bad. Like, Kamala Harris, Gavin Newsom. Actually, I don't know. My friend hates on Gavin Newsom for no reason, probably. But I feel like if he's closer to centrist, like, he's relatively fine. I don't know. My friend might be more Republican than... I'm fine with... Like, Joe Biden was fine. Like, not the best, but he was fine. I just think Kamala Harris would be terrible. But she's not even... Like, I don't even know her political views. She didn't do anything. Like, that's the main reason, not because she's like, I don't know. But Gavin Newsom, honestly, like, my friend wants to persuade me he's terrible, but like, I feel like he might not even be that bad. Right, I didn't notice he was winning by that much. Okay. Let me tell you the one thing I have against. He took us 40. Oh, I mean, when you say it like that, that's actually funny. I guess also you're chatting, so it's harder to be funny. I mean, I know she was probably joking about that, but like, that is kind of... Okay. Oof. I could forfeit. You know what? Next goal I forfeit. Probably doesn't matter if it's mine or his, but I forfeit next goal. Actually, if it's mine, maybe. Depends on the time. Okay. Bro, you know too much about Golda Meir. I feel like you are pro-Israel at this point. Zionism wants anti... I don't even know what that means. I know what Zionism is. Anti... Or... Yeah, I don't even know what that means. Zionism what? I don't agree with that, but... I feel like maybe you're slightly right. I feel like most of... It's basically 100% correlation, although, like, people in Israel, like, they're definitely almost 100%, basically 100% Zionist, but like even outside of Israel, like they're basically all Zionists as well. Even the ones that are pro-Palestine might be Zion. Like, you don't know how crazy. Like, Zionist, you can be pro-Hamas and Zionist. That's weird, but no, you can be pro-Palestine and Zionist, which honestly is probably true. But I don't know if you can be pro-Hamas and Zionist. If you actually know what Hamas stands for, you can't really be pro-Hamas, pro-Zionist. Ole, ole. Ole, ole. Oh, fine. Bro, YouTube Shorts is... I mean, I didn't think it was that bad, but like now I'm watching so much of it and it's like so repetitive, and I don't know, I feel like it's making me, like, I'm not depressed at all right now currently, but I feel like it's making me more depressed. Even if it's so little, like, I don't know, it's crazy. I should stop YouTube Shorts. I know it'll be hard, but I'm not committed to it yet anyway. If I will be, then it would be pretty bad to suddenly stop YouTube. And I feel like it's true. There was someone who's like, you quit drugs and social media, what would you say is harder? And he said quitting social media. I honestly believe him. I will never quit YouTube. But I actually watch the more like logical things. But if I quit YouTube Shorts, maybe that actually makes sense. Ole, 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 ole. Bro, he almost scored. Bro, you remind me of my friend Keith. Oh, damn. That's why I do cocaine wherever I want. I don't know. I think you're joking, but like, I don't think you do that. I think that was, you know what? That passes as a funny joke. It's just not that funny. But I guess that passes. Unless you're not joking, which is actually sad. I can tell though, you're probably joking. Like doing cocaine while social media is like crazy. Ufar. Scheiße. Damn. How did I do that, bro? Yeah, I know you're joking. Bro, I don't know, I'm weird in these situations. I had a very like I wasn't 100% sure, but most people would be basically 100% sure. Oh. Okay. Ole, ole. Ole. Rebound. Okay, you're doing that. Okay, that might be good for me. Bro, I took that like crazy. Wait, I wanna see that. Bro, I barely scored that. I barely even touched that. I don't even know how that went in. Ole, ole. Hey, ole. Jamaica, Barrica, Bagaca, Brasil. Tudo bom? Brasil. Jamaica, Baleca, Bachaca, Brasil. King Cyrus was really goated, not gonna lie. Sadly, I don't know much about him, but if someone's saying a king is goated, then like he's probably goated. Like no, basically none of the kings are. I mean, they're also tyrants. Like not many people like kings. I like the dictator in Singapore, but like, but I feel like honestly I don't know. I just heard a video saying he was good, and I don't see bad things about him. I heard he was really strict in a bad way, but like I don't know. He's that like no alcohol or something, and then you get arrested, which honestly I agree with. I don't know. I honestly like him, but maybe he has some other crazy thing. Who? King Cyrus? Yeah, bro, it's crazy. I don't know that. They don't teach you these things, but it's not an excuse. I know they barely teach you anything. Like, they barely do. Jamaica, Barreta, Bagara, Brasil. Tudo bom? It's Brazil. Solomon Temple? No, I'm not. It's just so annoying. I was up 5-0 and he still win. Ole, ole. Ole. I mean, he played smart there at the end. I feel like was so. I didn't even know that. Is it also in the Torah? Because believe it or not, Hallelujah is from the Torah. Actually, I don't know. You seem smart. I think you know that that Moses splitted the seas from the Torah. You might even know that the 10 Commandments was from the Torah as well. You seem like super smart. Oh, in the Torah? So in both. Okay, that's cool. Bro, you're so smart. Jamaica, Brazil. Tudo bom? It's Brazil. Damn, I don't know how I say it. Tudo bom? Brazil. Jamaica, Brazil. Tudo bom? Brazil. Ore, more. Ele. Jamaica, Brazil. Jamaica, Brazil. Oof. Bro, I missed that, but he missed as well. So let me get the boost here. Ole, ole. Ole. Ole, ole. Maybe he actually can do air dribbles. He's crazy. Bro, without that touch in the end, like, I don't know, he's crazy. Ole, ole. Ole. Ale that way makes you strong. I didn't even think that was possible, but whatever. Damn, first or second maybe time someone used it. Why is it in the Torah? Was so goated that God gave him. He's the only non-Jewish Messiah that's the. Yes. Damn, you already have. Actually, you just need a follow to get 100. Never mind. He is the only non-Jewish Messiah in Judah. Bro, I don't even know that. Bro, I don't know. You're wrong. There's no Messiah in Judaism. No? I'm almost completely sure. Oh. Really? You think there's a Messiah in the Old Testament? Maybe it used to, but I don't know. I heard the Messiah didn't come yet in Judaism. I'm pretty sure of it. What? He saved it? I thought it was like a close one. Ole, ole. Jamaica, 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 Brazil. Tudo bom? Jamaica, Brazil. Jamaica, 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 Brazil. Jamaica, Brazil. Okay. Damn. Nice. Sababa. Habibi. He's not, but he is. That's weird. I didn't even know that. Ora tana tana shuna tana shuna ole era tanta. Careca, Jamaica, Jamaica, Brazil. Tudo bom? It's Brazil. I'm so with a kinda got to do with linguistics, but yeah. I don't know. Maybe they changed the meaning of that because it was in Aramaic or something like that. Yeah, I know what Aramaic is, but I know you probably do. You're pretty smart. Feel like you might even be smarter than my friend Keith, but he's like crazy smart, so that's a compliment. But he's specifically only smart in history. But like you're saying you know that there was a Jewish Messiah, except it didn't even mean Messiah back then. Like, bro, I gotta give you respect for that. Like, it said Messiah, but it's not. Like, I don't know how you'd even know that. Are you like interested in Judaism or no? I feel like you are. And I think you're pro-Israel at this point as well. Just like, I kind of disagree. You're like, I mostly agree with, I don't know exactly what you said, but basically like, I mostly agree with you said something like I mostly agree with the IDF, but you don't completely, or something like that. I don't know, maybe that's not what you said, but like you're pretty smart still. I know it's weird that you're not pro-Israel, but like, I mean, hey, you're very close to, you're like very nuanced. That's still very good. And I feel like if you don't have any information, then you shouldn't be very pro-Palestine. Because I feel like a lot of people that don't have basically any information are pro-Palestine. Damn, what? Okay. I'm interested in theology, Broadway. Okay, well, I don't even know what theology is. I know I'm supposed to know that, but like, what is theology? I know it's an embarrassing question, but what is theology? Oh yeah, I have time. You should have just tried to shoot it there. Okay, it's still my ball. I don't know how to do this, to hit this ball well, but okay. It's not, it is a common word. I hear it all the time. I don't know. I feel like I hear it all the time. Oh, Jewish theology. I think it isn't it like I think I know what that is off the context of what I just said. It's like the study of it. That's what it is, or something. The study of the religion of it, or something like that. Yeah, that's what I thought. You were, yeah, I feel like I got the message just now, and that's what I believe. Bro, you're in here for a long time. Thank you. Jamaica, 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 Brazil. Tudo bom? Brazil. Oh, damn. 1 to 2? I'm almost here 3 hours. Fine if I starve a bit. I'm only hungry. I don't think I'm starving. I just think that incorrect. Because I'm trying to lose weight anyways. I'm trying to get to 10% body fat so I can get a 6-pack. Ole, ole. Hey, ole. Oh my gosh. There's not anything I could have. Abaca da jogar meca Brasil. Tudo bom? E Brasil? Oof. Sorry, I cannot read that right now. First of all, it's very long. I appreciate it for sure. But I'm actually at the heat of the game. Even though I know he's like pretty sure gonna win, I feel like I need to focus for this one like so much. Okay, I'll just forfeit. Yeah. I think the question for what should happen is a question difficult. I know, yeah. It's true. What right do I have to decide for you guys? Think. I know, like you shouldn't decide anything. I feel like Israel should take over the West Bank only when Palestinians attack, just like they should have done in Gaza. But like I feel like it's not not that crazy. And like you can see with Spain, they're so focused on getting yeah, they're so focused on trying to be like, oh my gosh, we're so heroic, all of this. And they're like, oh, we're gonna let all the immigrants in. I know there was national military deployment, but they basically did nothing. Which is crazy. It's the Spanish military. Like, seriously? You guys are that bad at military? Like, they should have even killed them. Like, they shouldn't... You know, maybe that's going too far, but like, they should even kill them, maybe. No, they should have escorted them out, but like, I feel like if they killed them, they wouldn't be that wrong to do it. Because like, bro, they just came into your country illegally. I mean, the annexation of... Sorry. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's crazy. I mean, the annexation... I know I don't support them. I don't support them to have democratic rights. I know this is like maybe one of my most radical takes, along with like Muslims. Like, I don't think they're incompatible with the US, but like they're if you're gonna keep importing Muslims into your country, there's a certain percentage of them who support ISIS every time. And like I feel, oh my gosh, missed an opener. There's a certain percentage of them who support ISIS, and even more that support Hamas every time you do it. And like, and it's just gonna get worse and worse if you keep importing them. And I think it goes a bit more than that. Like, my ideology of not thinking Muslims are a good net positive usually to immigration. But like, I mean, those are my two most radical takes. I feel like not just for Muslim, I feel like for everyone there needs to be like not stricter kind of stricter immigration, but they also shouldn't let like so many more people. Like, I like the way Israel does it. Like, there are illegal immigrants, but they usually it's like they extend their visa, and there's no like permanent immigration to Israel if you're not Jewish. Unless you're an American citizen, I heard there's some exception, but like, I feel like even that might not be good, but like, or maybe that one's also a temporary visa. There's two types of temporary visa. I like the way Israel does it. I feel like people should learn from Israel. I just said it. Either Israel should occupy both West Bank and Gaza, or like, yeah, they should do that, or they should. And the other one is with the Muslim thing. I was just talking about it. Those two things. I don't want to repeat both of them. Frankly, it is going to, without brute force. What do you mean brute force? Yeah, it's gonna be forced. They won't have. It's not really impossible. You just don't give them citizenship. I don't get what's so hard about that. And it's like not even apartheid. It's technically not apartheid, but that's all you need. Like, the whole world hates Israel. Like, you don't need to be soft. Like, no one cares anymore. Everyone hates Israel. I know it's crazy that you don't, but like, basically everyone hates Israel now. And I know in the US it's also less often, but still, like, so many people hate Israel. It's not even that they're pro-Palestinian, because that, I feel like those polls also like lie, because they don't really know what pro-Palestinian means. But I feel like most people are now anti-Israel. They're not necessarily pro-Palestine, but they're not pro-Israel either. Nice. That was a good goal. How do you even know there's 5.5 million there? I know there's 2 million in Gaza. I think there's only 2 million Arabs, no? You might be wrong there. Is there literally 3 million Jews? Because I don't think... I think the number you're giving there is not a good number. It's not really... Oh yeah, I also agree with you. Yeah, I forgot I said that. Are you sure there's 3.5 million Arabs in... I think that's the whole population, but whatever. think there's basically 2 million, but you know what? I don't know. Maybe you're right. I know it's difficult, but I feel like that's what we should do. And by no reason should we let the Jews out of there. No means. We have to let them stay in during the war, which also complicates things, but it's also only if the people from the West Bank allow it's also wait, what? Oh yeah, it's only if people from the West Bank start a war against Israel as well. That's a criteria. Bro, I don't know. Try to convince me out of it, because I know you're probably against that, but... Okay, so you might be right. But it's not 3.5 million either. But you're closer. Ole, ole. Ole. I think you were just saying the normal population. Because it makes sense that there's less than 1 million Jews. I remember it's not, like, they're not the majority in the West Bank, but that's still a substantial amount. Oh, we. Nice. Bro, Plat 2 is a good rank. I actually believe that. Like, these people are good. Oh, damn. Oh my god. دولة فلسطيني. دولة I mean, oh yeah. Sorry, I can't really read that. Bro, I barely even read one of the lines there. I mean, even then the morality, you'll end up... I don't care. What do you mean insurgency? In the West? I don't know what an insurgency even is. Maybe you're right, but like... I don't care. They live in a worse government already. They live with the PA that, like, even... it might even be true that they would rather have Israeli government than PA's control. It's probably true even. Like, you don't know how much the PA is hated over there. It's crazy. Oh, it makes you strong. No way. Yeah, I can 1v1. Okay, bro. Oh my gosh, that was... אמא, אני באמצע סטרימינג ויש אנשים פה גם. למה את כועסת? I don't know, just my mom's mad at me and it's like basically the first time in a month I even have chatters. I mean, she has the right to be mad, but like I'm like also mad because I basically would do everything in my. I don't know. Whenever I get asked, I do something, and then when my brother gets asked, it's like he doesn't even do. So I'm kind of annoyed. It's like one of the first times I just don't do it. Okay, though PA isn't. Abbas has single. Wait, I didn't even know they have single digit approval number. I thought they had like low 2 digit. But you're saying, are you sure? Then why do people immigrate so much from the West Bank to Israel? I mean, that also you need to keep in mind. Single digit approval, I feel like they definitely prefer Israel. But I know they hate Israel so much that like while they might not admit it, they prefer it and they still don't like it. I don't know. Oh my gosh, that's nice. Okay. Bro, I feel like I've lost the chatter over that, but whatever. I think if there's no chatters, then I might even end the stream. But we'll see. I feel like my brother can do it as well. I don't. Oh, kudos. Oh, you're still here. Wait, I'm still playing. But yeah, I'm gonna do that. Nice. Yeah. Oh, I lost probably. Oof. It's also possible that Dan Crossbury might be typing like a super long thing right now, or he's not even chatting. But it's very possible. Makes you strong. GGN. Add kudos. Wait. Why does it keep like getting? Okay. Bro, I'll play one game and I think I might be done anyways because like my mom is mad right now. But I'll add you and then one game. She's not that mad though. So like it's fine. Oh yeah. X. Feel like one game's fine. Kudos RL. Just 1v1. I'm not just I'll Bro, I feel like okay, I feel like you might be crazy. Or you're not, but you could be. Create private match. Oh, makes you strong. Oh, you're here, yeah. Oh, yeah, okay, bro. Okay, you flexed with the grand. I know you didn't even mean to, but like, I'm probably terrible, but I'm better as a 1v1 player than normal, but we'll see if that means anything. Yeah, bro, I think you've proven yourself. I was thinking originally, like, oh, you might be mad because... Wait, how do you... I think you might have been... I don't think you've even been on the chat, so how do you have me on Discord? That's pretty cool. Maybe you just, like, got me on Discord as well, or... I don't know why you have me on Discord. But that's cool. Oh, oh, nice shot. A lot. Yeah. A lot. I mean, to be honest, I need to know what it feels to be bad at the game. Even pros have to feel it. I used to stream? Oh, that's cool. Bro, I might stream right after, but I'm sorry, like, this is the only game. I'm pretty sure. Like, I'll have to do it because, like, yeah, I don't know. I already said. I think you know what I was gonna say. Nice. I actually... Wait, I forgot. You're a grand champion. Getting a goal on you is good. Or you used to. It looks like you used to be. But you used to be in a late season, so like... I don't know, that's very impressive. Wait, season 21? Yeah, that's super late. That's like 2 or 3 seasons ago. Yeah. I was Plat 3. But you used to be grand champion, so I'm gonna try to get that out of my system. That you're Plat 3 and 1s. And I'm just gonna say that, oh, you used to be grand champ. GC and 2s. You're still? Okay, that's crazy. Okay, thank you for flexing on me. Because now at least when I lose either badly or not that badly, like, I already have 2 goals, so like, not the worst thing. Oh no. Yeah, I can't really do anything about it. Oh my gosh, I was actually close. Will be costly to in the end. Honestly, you know, that's like the best argument you can make. That's the best. It might even be true that You might even like that argument by itself is good. Additionally, settlers don't really help with security. I know it's not that they don't help, they're like neutral. But yeah, if a military goes in and tries to get the West Bank, like, yeah, I agree with you. Bro, you know, you might have a strong argument, but like, yeah, you're probably right. You know, I lost to you in a debate. I'm not even that well educated, but like, still, that's, I respect it. I'll lose to you in a debate. It's cool though, like, you actually know you know so much about the world. Like, you know why, like, I would, you know what, I still would prefer it, but like, I guess since it's unrealistic and it costs so much, which actually, you know what, now that I think of it, it might not be completely true, but Israel is only 9 million or 10 million people, half of whom don't even go to the army. So you might be right that it's way too costly. But like, the perfect solution, ideally, if Israel could, would be to have a one-state solution. And like, not democratic. I know that it's like my most extreme position. And Muslims. I'm not gonna go too much into that anyway. I think somehow that's like worse to mention on Twitch than the Occupy West Bank and Gaza. I mean, technically, Israel already occupies the West Bank, but only some parts of it. Not every part. It's very confusing. Bro, I actually got 4 here. That's nice. Taolechim Bamba. Leo? Okay. Oh, my brother's walking the dog, so maybe I can not do it. Oh my gosh, that was that was a terrible idea. GG. I didn't do that bad. Not bad at all. I just hope you don't score another one, but like, I still didn't do that bad. So if you guys want, like, if you want to do, oh yeah, we're doing another match. My brother is doing it. Okay, blue and orange. More than a debate, I would just more than a debate. I'm actually confused. Well, it's really hard for me to read that while I'm playing, especially against this guy. Okay. More than a debate, I would like you to imagine what the end. You wouldn't end up with an. I mean, do you think Israel is not already globally isolated? I feel like you're making the arguments that Israel will become so much more isolated and so much of these things when it basically doesn't matter at this point anymore. Like, they're going to hate Israel either way. And like, it's gonna become isolated either way as well. Doesn't matter if Israel occupies the West Bank or not. And Gaza, I also agree, but like, yeah. For Gaza, I feel like they'd agree more with occupying it completely as well. But like, still, I feel like those two arguments, like, the first one you got me, but like, I don't know, those two arguments, it's like everyone already hates Israel, like, it doesn't really matter. I'm not convinced of those arguments. Oh, way, oh, way. Oh, way. Oh, way, oh, way. Way, oh, way. Like, we like to pretend that, like, everyone will like Israel in the future, and, like, it's not gonna get better. Or it is gonna get better, or I don't think you agree with that. But, like, a lot of people might think, oh, it's gonna get better. But no, it's not. It's gonna get worse and worse, so it doesn't matter if we get more isolated quicker or not. It's the same exact thing. They're gonna hate the Jews no matter what, and they're gonna hate Israel no matter what. And, like, there's not really an argument you can make against that. Like, that's genuinely how I feel. Like, after October 7th, oddly, it's like they love Palestinians now. Oddly, after Hamas killed like 1,200 and they took 300 hostages, now they love Palestinians. But like, I don't see what's different about that than what it is right now. Oh my gosh, nice shot. Honestly, I would think you might be Diamond 1, but it makes sense you're Plat 3 in ones. I feel like you should be Diamond or Champ though in Grand Champ. Probably Diamond. Okay. You don't go for things like that. I think for you, since you're GC, it's like you only do air dribbles, not even double taps, but I don't know. Maybe you're right that you should do that. I hate ones? Okay. Well, you're still winning. I feel like you shouldn't really judge yourself by how much you're how much you're winning. You should judge yourself by if you're winning or not. Nice. Like, I don't care that I'm losing to you, but you should care if you're winning or not. Like, but you are winning though, so it's fine. Oh damn, nice shot. Could. Tries to shoot stuff. Yeah, it makes sense that doesn't go in. Damn, I can't really read that. Oh, nice. Nice. That was a really good goal. Well, even if you ignore the international, look, you were in, it would be impossible to go back to a state that is Jewish. I mean, yeah, like, that's a good point. But, like, does a state that's Jewish, doesn't mean, like, it's Jewish in the majority? Is that the whole thing behind it? I don't know, I feel like it's still... That's not the best argument. I'd still be for it if you ignore the fact that it's like it costs so much. Like, it's actually crazy how much it costs to probably stay in the West Bank. But I mean, without that, you're still not convincing me. But it's a good argument. That one, I would say, is a good argument. I just don't think that that's not like. I don't know if that's necessarily the best argument still. But I mean, the money, like, I can't argue unless you're wrong. But I feel like you're well educated, so you're probably right. What is even accomplished? In the end, it's accomplished that we get the land and we show our dominance and we show that, like, you don't mess with Israel. And we also gain the, yeah, I mean, that's basically it, but yeah, we gain land, show our dominance. Get a better society for Arabs in the West Bank, whether they prefer it or not. But they might not admit, but they'll prefer it. Would you like to? Yeah, yeah. One state with them. I mean, sure. I actually don't. That's not a good argument either. I'm fine with that. Oh, he left. Wait, yeah, left completely. Left the party. Oh, GG. Thank you, bro. That was nice. For some reason, you seem like a popular guy. And I feel like you were on the chat before. I don't know why it's suddenly popping up in my head, but like, I feel like maybe you were here before. I don't know. Might be because I already saw you today, but you might even be here. Okay, good. I get the boost now. Gets the ball. Yeah, I think you got the ball. Oh, nice shot, bro. I mean, if you are, then who am I to? All I'm saying is that you can't leave freedom of movement. I don't know what that is. Can you explain what that is? Because the only thing that I really agree with is the financial situation. And honestly, I don't even know if that's like, I don't know how much it'll cost Israel. It could be worth it, maybe. And besides, they kind of already occupy the West Bank because they occupy an area C and partially B. As in Arabs with the West Bank would be oh wait, I can't read that. Oh my gosh, close one. I shouldn't have done that. Yeah, makes sense. Oh, close one. Nice shot. As in Arabs with the West Bank would be able to reside and move. I mean, yeah, I don't care either. I mean, I guess that would be a big problem for some people, but it wouldn't for me. Like, I used to not support it, but now that I don't know why, what changed, but like, I agree with all the traveling clap now. And like, I can pretend it's democracy, because like, Jews can vote and people in Israel can vote, but I mean, it's not democracy and I'm fine. If we have to take the West Bank with that, then I'll be fine with that. Oh, nice shot, bro. Oh, well. You feel strong. Oh my gosh, that's oh damn son. Oh damn. You could have voted. Wait. Okay. Nice. You could have voted, have one state, but then they'd have the right to vote too. I mean, I don't see why that's fine, because then they'll vote some. You can create. I don't think we should remove this, but you can create any party you want in Israel, and if they create, like, they already have an Arab party. Like, if they create. I don't know. They already have an Arab party, and I don't think it's very good to do that. Oh, nice. I know you're trying to get me out of it, but like, that's not a good idea. They'll just do this party that destroys Israel from within itself. Like, that would be even worse than not getting their land, in my opinion. And it's not that's the main thing. It wouldn't be democratic, but who even cares? Democracy, I mean, it's technically currently a democracy, but like, a democracy isn't the most important thing about a country. Like, I don't know. I agree that like a full-on dictatorship is like terrible by far. Palestine, where are we? I'm seeing something with us. And I feel like you know what, it's crazy, but in Arab countries they don't have this. But like, if you're a Muslim, actually maybe some Arab countries you do, but if you're Muslim in Israel, you would also still have rights and every other thing that Israeli people have in the West Bank. Or they're not specifically Muslim, they're usually specifically Arab, but like people in the West Bank, if we incorporate this thing, like, they'll still have every other right like they do currently, but they won't have the right to vote. That's the only thing. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, no. Oof. You could, oh yeah, I think that's the last thing. Way away. Are you still here, by the way? Oh, nice. That was fast. I thought the delay was way longer. Yeah, I think he got that goal. Yeah, you said that. I don't care. I literally don't care. If that's what it takes, then I don't care. But I don't even want to play rock. I don't know what. I'll probably just chat with you. I mean, if democracy and the reputation of Israel is the only thing that we're losing, which I know the money is a good argument, but without that, like if reputation and like the democracy is the only thing we lose, then I don't even care. Like I feel like then if those were the two arguments, then I feel like it's better off to take control of West Bank. I don't believe Israel should take control of Syria, but there are Syrians. It's very rare, but I've heard this random Syrian guy online who says that. I know it's like a very minor amount of people, and the Druze want Israel to take over, but like sure, they're being like basically genocide. I don't think they're genocided either, but like if anything, that might be a genocide. But like it's crazy. Like I don't know. I feel if like Druze want Israel to take over Syria and things like that, maybe we should, but only the Druze parts. Like I really feel bad for Druze. They're really good people, and I mean Syria is horrible. They kill each other everywhere. I feel like that's a good enough reason to take over the Druze areas, but other than that, I don't care. And then Lebanon, I don't really care about Lebanon. They even, more than half of them want peace with Israel, so I don't even care about them. Wait, let me put my controller away. Actually, I'll keep it, but no, not like that. I'll come back soon. Okay. Tell me if you're not still here, then I mean, if you want to keep arguing, it's also fun for me to argue, so if you're still here. Duncan Crossbury. Brazil. Oh, it's a stream. I don't care. British. Derby Bugama. I don't know what that is. I don't want to see this thumbnail. Like, I'm so mad at Palestinians for what they did. I don't want to see that here. Europe. Wait, he has 15 people watching? Wait, let me see. I want to see, like, wait, I know this guy. Oh, he's super unpopular still. But, like, I mean, look, he has 15 people. That's a lot, in my opinion. Yeah, I'm just gonna take it as... Wait, I think there's a way to check. Wait, first of all, let me see Jetix. 4? Yeah, that's not that. That's what he had before. What about, Kick? I hate Kick, but I'll go in there. 5? Well, I mean, that's still good. Yeah, I'll take that. Last thing, let me check. How do I... manage moderation? Wait, I forgot how to... Oh yeah, I think you go to the normal Twitch. Wait, Twitch. Oh, you're... Oof. On your phone or on your computer? Both? That's very weird, like, to be honest. But wait, let me see. If I go into Hello Bro Man, and I do this, and I do stop, it's supposed to be only... It's supposed to be only the phone, but I guess... Is it all black? I think I've seen this before. Is it all black? Both? What about the computer? Because I know it has the issue on the iPhone where it becomes all black, but... Really? Wait, let me check. Have this... Bitch. Oh. Yeah, I don't know, that's weird. For me and my phone it shows black, but not here. That is weird. Do you want to go to YouTube Shorts? Right. It's this one, and it's Hello, bro, man. Ole, ole. Dun, dun, dun. Israel faces crisis. Wait. Airport shut down. Israel and Syria strike. Okay. Oh, can? Oh, I thought you said I can. Or can I? No, I thought you said can I see. But nice, you can see. What is... I mean, it's a live stream, but that's like... No, it's foreign. No, I'm not watching that. I was like tempted to, but like 4 hours 56 seconds is crazy. I'm not gonna watch. Flipped his Gaza source against it. Okay, that's a very long one. I'll just have that as my only thing in queue.
Customer. That's great, but can you?
Oh, also there was no rape. Like, what are we even talking about?
The United Nations literally admitted that there was rape. They did an entire investigative report on it, Habibi.
Bro, there were people saying that they were raped and like reports and.
They found 6 areas where rape and necrophilia happened. You know what necrophilia is?
But
that's when you.
Honestly, do I go back to Rocket League?
The fuck?
Yes,
I shouldn't have taken the controller out of here.
83%
But
of the
wait,
deaths
what
were
is there? What
Hamas.
other
Would
things
you
are
accept
there?
that report as factual?
No.
Thank you. Holy shit.
I mean, there's Lego. No, I don't. I still
Hey,
prefer.
all right, man. Okay, I'll tell you my point of view. I don't support.
Nah, I'm gonna
Hamas,
play
but I
Rocket
do
League.
think that what they've done is a response to what happened.
I'm
before
gonna
that.
take my
I
controller.
think what they've done is horrible, and I think that
isn't
it
all
was-
war horror? You're talking about Israel, right? Just to make sure.
I'm talking about Hamas right now.
You know, when you said what they've done as a response, are you talking about Israel?
Like Israel, we're occupying them before that. That's why they did that.
Occupying who? Gaza?
General, yeah.
They were not occupying Gaza. They left in 2005, Habibi.
Habibi, they were still going on missions.
No, the last time was in 2021, but that's because Hamas
Wait,
launched
so you're
5,000
telling-
rockets.
Wait, so you're telling me that before October 7th, nobody was killed?
Okay, so see how you keep changing your claim and then saying I said that? That's not what you said. First you said occupation, and then you changed it to they were going
Well, I mean,
in. Hold on,
it has been
one second. Then you said they were going in. There was 0 IDF soldiers in Gaza, and then you changed it to was anyone at all killed? That's not the same claim. So if that's your new claim. Yes, people were killed as a response to terrorist attacks.
Right, but here's the thing though. Yes, they were not directly in Gaza. They were based outside of Gaza, but they still had a lot of missions going in.
That's
and
not
out of Gaza, so
occupation.
but here's the thing. But here's the funny part. It has been ruled out as an occupation. So what are we even talking about? It is an occupation.
Okay, first off, no. There's been advisory opinions from some committees, but nobody has actually made a Chapter 7 filing, enforceable filing, that it's an occupation.
So you're saying that before October 7th, there was no occupation?
In Gaza?
In Gaza and the West Bank.
Okay, so with Judea Samaria, there's a de facto occupation. I don't
answer
know.
the question.
I am no.
Okay, I'm gonna go as well. By the way, I should eat. I mean, I wanna eat less, but I mean, I should still eat. So see you, bro. Bye. Bye. Bye, guys. See you. Oh, there's 6 YouTube people. Wait. Sorry. There's still people here.
Can I answer? Can I speak? Can I speak? Can I speak?
What are you talking
Can
about?
I speak?
Go ahead.
So de facto is not the same. Do you know what de facto means?
What?
Okay, so if you don't know what it means, then don't interrupt me by pretending like you know. Okay, so where you're getting
occupation.
So
What are
de
you
facto.
talking about?
Okay, let me finish.
I
De
think I'll
facto
play one
means that
game. It
they're-
depends
in
if
this
there's still
context with
people
Israel, that
later.
They
or
are
not.
following the rules of Geneva Conventions 4 when it comes to when a government, let's say this for just to keep it simple, is occupying a land. However, it's disputed officially. That's the official term, okay? As for Gaza, the answer is just straight up no. So even in the West Bank, let me ask you, who are they occupying in the West Bank? Because when Israel went in 1967, you agree that's when they first went in and took control of the West Bank?
Yeah.
Who did they occupy? Who was in control of the West Bank in 1967?
It was Jordan.
Right. So are you saying they're occupying Jordan?
Well, no, but I'm saying that like the people who lived there were Palestinians.
Okay, so people who live there are also Samaritans. Are they occupying Samaritans?
Yeah, technically.
Okay, so why are we so focused on Palestinians? Why not give the land to Samaria? Why Palestine? It is called Samaria, by the way, Judea and Samaria.
Okay. I mean, when Jordan was occupying the West Bank, Palestinians literally attacked them. What are we even talking about?
Damn.
Okay, actually, the attacks from the Palestinians
Oh my
against
God.
Jordan were way more significantly perpetuated after 1967. Like Black September was in the 1970s, and that's when Jordan kicked their ass and then kicked their asses
Maria.
out, and then they went to Lebanon,
Nice.
started slaughtering all the Christians there because Palestinians hate Christians. And then it led. Hold on, almost there.
Okay, I
It led
think
to what's
I'm
called
gonna
the
stop
Palestinian
after this,
Insurgency. I'd
but
like you to
we'll
look
see.
this up on your own time or now, whatever. The Palestinian insurgency was the crux that started the civil war in Lebanon from 75 to 1990. And that war led to the death of over 200,000 civilians because of the Palestinians and their attacks
Okay.
against the Christians. Did you know that?
Wait. So basically, my point was that there was an occupation of that land. You agree, basically.
Yeah, fuck the Christians, right? Okay. So is there an occupation?
What do you mean, fuck the Christians?
So my question for you is the answer is no, because, and I'll explain why. Was Jordan's annexation?
You just said so, like literally.
So
you
I
just
didn't.
Said so, though.
So I didn't. I said it's disputed
No, but, like-
territory. Can I just finish? I'm gonna tell you what I said. You can't tell me what I said.
It has been legally ruled out as an occupation.
So
What are
no,
we even
it
talking
hasn't.
about?
No, I'll tell you where you're getting this from if I can
I'm
finish
so
one
with
thing.
the
Dude, I have a degree in this. Okay, I know what the fuck I'm talking about. You were talking
You're
about
a nuclear
security.
engineer.
Also true, but irrelevant. I am talking about.
What
It comes
degree
from.
do you have in this?
Okay, so just so you know, I have two degrees. I was in the U.S. Navy as a nuclear engineer. I finished.
Bro, I
the
don't
US
even
Navy
care
with a
about
degree
degree.
in
Like, I
engineering.
feel like it's true.
I
Like,
recently finished and am continuing my schooling in Middle Eastern history. So I don't know if you know this, but people can have more than one degree.
you know, if he's doing it, maybe I support
What
university.
you're
But
referring
like,
to is Security Resolution.
most of them are
242.
liberal.
Okay, Security Resolution 242.
By
did not
far
call the whole
of the
what you
university.
call the West Bank, which is a colonizer language, but nonetheless.
Maybe
it didn't
that
call
shouldn't
it
be a good.
occupied. Okay. Now my question to you was: Jordan's annexation of the West Bank, was it recognized by the international community?
No.
No. So when you say
Oh,
they're
well.
occupying it, first off, they would have occupied Jordan, but even that's not particularly true because Jordan's annexation wasn't even legally recognized. Only two
Full
countries in the world recognized
no
it:
way.
the UK and Pakistan. That's it.
Sure, you're talking about legally. Of course.
That's
I
what
know
occupation
legally.
is. Occupation is legality. We're talking about legality right now. Yes, of course.
Okay. But you agree with me on the fact that there were people there that were not directly involved with Palestinians that were like in war, like.
Why
directly
does
with
that?
Israelis.
Yes, everywhere.
saying-
Wait,
I'm-
hold
I'm-
on. Let me
okay,
answer
I'm
that.
saying that Hamas.
Everywhere in the entire world, there are people living somewhere that, like, for example, is Turkey occupying? I'm not even going to talk about North Cyprus. Is Turkey
Okay,
occupying
you
the
agree?
Kurds?
That's all I need. That's all I
I
need.
don't agree with you. I don't
You
believe
just
that's.
said. You just
No.
said. Bro.
You're saying it's
stop, you're being a
occupation.
hypocrite.
You have to listen. You really have to. You're saying I'm agreeing
trying,
with.
I
You're
really
not
am.
trying. You're not, and I can tell because you're interrupting me right now. You're
Because
telling
you're
me
saying, you're just agreeing with me. Like,
I
what are we
didn't
even
agree
talking
with the
about?
occupation. I agree that other people live there. No shit. That's not what occupation is defined by. If that was the case, every
Were
country.
there-
Can I finish?
Were there
Can
wars
I
there
finish?
before October 7th? Were
Yes,
there-
of course,
were
but
there
this is
influx?
irrelevant to the
Were
last
there-
thing you just said. Can I just finish, dude? If you are
Okay,
saying
go ahead.
that's what defines occupation, which it's not, then every country in the world is occupying someone, in which case, fine, call it occupation, and now I don't give a shit. Also, occupation isn't even illegal. Now, to answer your question about Gaza,
He's
of
on
course
air,
people were living there. 85% of them call themselves refugees.
And there were Israeli conflicts going on before October 7th in that land.
There's conflicts in that land before
There you
1948.
go.
What
Thank
do
you.
Okay, so then what about before 1948 when there was
I'm
conflict
saying,
in the land?
Okay, I'm saying.
Can
that
you just answer that
is-
question?
What?
By your own logic, there was conflict before 1948. So what would you call it then?
Still
Before
occupation?
by who?
A conflict between people.
That's not what occupation means.
Occupation is who's controlling that land. and
Right.
Right.
Who was
So who was
occupying it
controlling that
before?
land?
Right. Who was occupying it?
Before 1947,
Bro, he
48,
doesn't
go
know.
on.
48, it was still Jordan, right?
No, the British. Christ. And then before 1922.
Bro, I
who was
wouldn't.
occupying
I'm
it?
not surprised. He's like Jesus Christ. I'm not even one bit
Why are you
surprised.
like?
But it is
Because
annoying that he
I'll tell
doesn't
you
know
why.
that.
Because you just said, well, wasn't there conflict before October 7th?
Yeah,
Well,
I-
that same logic can apply before 1948.
I want to end it up
1952,
on a good note,
1917, when the
but now
Mavericks had
it's
it.
at
What's
0
your point?
concurrent viewers. Let's
My
check.
point is that. My point
Oh
is
wait,
that
I'm not
Hamas
check. I
acted
prefer not
for,
checking
like,
these though.
kind of
In general,
result
So I wouldn't check here. See you guys, I got 7 views and I know I shouldn't care about it, but I